go ahead and try this again one time for the one time. I'm not going to face a goddamn computer this time, though. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Shout out to Sandman. Yeah. We ain't shouting out Triple Safe. What's up, everybody, and welcome on back to another episode of the My Side of Things podcast. I'm your host, as always, Ash Swain. We got a whole lot of things that I could get to today, including talking about a fun little new segment I got called Will They or Won't They? This is going to be referring to things involving wrestlers like Raquel Rodriguez, Hook, Jay White, Ilja Dragunov, a few other indie companies as well. We're also going to be doing All Out predictions and rating the builds going into them. We're also going to be doing Wrestlepalooza predictions and rating the builds going into those. We're also going to be talking about Bleacher Report's top 25 women's wrestlers, WWE women's wrestlers of all goddamn time. And let me tell you right now, this list is a whole lot of garbage. We're also going to be talking about the Young Bucks possibly breaking up, Mercedes Moné getting a faction, Andrade Leaves WWE, Ava's in hot water for some comments that she done made. Very right comments. And should Jacy Jane and Trick Williams go to the main roster, or should they go to TNA? But before we do get into all that, though, if you're not already, make sure you are like, follow, share, subscribe, comment, rate, all that great stuff, no matter where you're at, whether you're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts at. If you are one of these sexy little Patreon subscribers right here, let me go ahead and just give you a big old freaking kiss on your goddamn forehead. You know, these podcasts ought to start off with me like super energized or me kind of just like relaxed. You never know which me you're gonna get. It kind of just depends, to be honest, man. I might, never mind. I was gonna wild out. I don't have the money to wild out right now, though. When I get a lot more money, I might wild out a little more. I'm not gonna throw this dang soda on my carpet, though. I'm not doing that. I've already dropped way too much soda and water on my carpet. Not gonna ruin it any more than it already is ruined. But let's go ahead and jump on into this first big topic of the day, which is multiple topics, but anyways, we're gonna jump into this first big one, though, which is a fun little will they or won't they. So this segment, I might not do it every single week, but I'm gonna try to do it as much as I possibly can. And this one is basically gonna be around 6 different topics. The first topic is going to be, will Raquel Rodriguez win a world title when it is all said and done? So Raquel Rodriguez is currently 34 years old right now, just turned 34 this year. So maybe not like 43, but let's say like, well, I don't know, because Nia Jax is 41 and already got a world title, and she might be getting a second one as well from Jade and Tiffany. I guess from Tiffany in a possible triple threat match. So let's say around like 41, 42 years old, could she have a world title by then? When I did a next 10 women's champion list a while back, I want to say it was probably like June. I think it was around June because it was before All In. And that's when I predicted that Mercedes Moné was going to beat Toni Storm and all that stuff. Still can't believe that didn't happen, but I do understand why it didn't happen now, even though my infamous crash out is out there. But now looking at it with Raquel, because I didn't have her winning the world title then, Raquel has gotten a lot better. She has become an absolute star. Let me say this. She's on the rise of being a star. Hasn't reached superstardom yet, but definitely is on the rise of being a star, becoming more of a household name. I think a lot of people do mess with her like entrance music as well. I really, really love it. I think it said like La Rula. I really, really like it. It's super cool. My thing with Raquel, though, is going to be the very obvious one, and it's that, how does WWE envision Raquel versus Rhea? Because it's very clear, and Rhea fans, not me taking a shot at Rhea, it's very clear, though, that Raquel is the much better powerhouse than Rhea. So with WWE, with Raquel being 34 and Rhea being, 28, 29, are they going to be more focused on making Rhea the next big, the big powerhouse over the next couple of years? Or will they allow Rhea to step aside for a minute to give Raquel that spot? Will WWE want to do that? Will TKO want to do that? That's where it's going to be kind of interesting. But I think Raquel has the wrestling ability. I think her mic work is pretty dang good. I'm not going to lie to you. She can cut a promo, in my opinion. I think her character work is pretty good in the ring as well. I made I called them the Fab Five. It was Raquel, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky. And when I talked about them, I did have Raquel at the bottom for in-ring wrestlers. But I think she still shows me enough that I think she's in are in conversation with these 4 women in terms of like who is the best of like, well, not who is the best, but like who is that next big 4 or 5 coming out of NXT. Only reason I don't do like a 4 horsewomen is because I think the 4 horsewomen thing is a bit different than just being great in-ring wrestlers. I think it has a lot more to do with impact and stuff like that. These 5 women, I think their thing is mainly just wrestling and star power. And I feel like 4 of those women are there. Bianca, Rhea, Io, and Liv. Io's not a superstar by any means, but Bianca, Rhea, and Liv definitely are. Io is getting to superstar level. And I feel like Raquel is getting to, like I said, getting to star level, and eventually she might even get to superstar level. I think if she can't get to superstar level, she can definitely win a world title. I don't see any reason why she couldn't. Like I said, her wrestling is really dang good. She's an awesome powerhouse, has a little bit of flair to her as well, with some high moves, kind of a little bit of quickness as well. Not your typical, not your typical like big woman and stuff like that. I don't like, not big woman in that way, but like, you know, we call them big man, big woman. She's not like your typical powerhouse. I could say powerhouse. My bad. She's not like your typical powerhouse. She's kind of like the new age centers in like the NBA. To give her like a fair comparison, I think Raquel can. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, she can. My only worry is WWE. Now WWE, Triple H, and Triple Safe and TKO. But I will say this: if she goes to SmackDown, 100%. 100%. Because I feel like SmackDown's a little bit different than Raw. I feel like Raw is still the flagship show. They still want the big money players and all that stuff winning the world titles. I think, though, if she goes to SmackDown, I could see it happening, especially if they're willing to put the title on Jade, somebody who isn't the greatest wrestler in the ring, but definitely has shown that she has some superstar power. Tiffany Stratton kind of the same thing as well. That if you're willing to put the title on these 2, or Tiffany right now, and then maybe even Jade, and putting it on Nia as well, I could see a world where Raquel could get that belt. So I'm gonna say, if she goes to SmackDown, 100% yes. If she stays on Raw, 50-50. I'll say 50-50, but because I do want to at least pick one side, I'm going to say yes. I think she does. But speaking of people who got some star power, though, Ilja Dragunov. Will WWE push Ilja Dragunov as a star? Meaning when he comes back, are they not only going to protect him, but they're also going to put him in a big-time feud to immediately get him over? Like with Rusev, they put him in a big-time feud with Sheamus. With Aleister Black, they put him in a big-time feud with Damian Priest, even though they kind of start with Miz and Melo. They're trying to finish with the Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre stuff, but they put him even into like a big-time feud with Miz and Melo. With Penta, he was kind of already like becoming a star, but they also put him in like a really weird feud with Pete Dunne and all of them. It was kind of, I don't really know about that one. That one was a little wonky, to be honest. I'm still surprised they haven't really put him in like a big time feud yet. But, which I think he will eventually get into one with Rey Fenix probably going over to Monday Night Raw now that Andrade's gone. So I think it's going to be Lucha Bros, New Day. That'd be like a big time feud for them to eventually go over. Really wish they would have kept the titles in the New Day and then you could put it on the Lucha Bros. But, I guess not. Ilja Dragunov's going to be a weird one. He is going to be a weird one because he's not big. Let's just keep it a stack. The dude's not big in the slightest. He's not tall either. So he's not just not big in like the muscular department, but he's also not big in the height department. He's only 5'10". He's probably like $175 like at most. So that's where it's going to get weird. Does he fall in the Finn Balor world where it's like maybe he gets a push, or maybe they look at him as a injury-prone kind of guy that we can't really rely on, even though it's not really like his fault that he did get injured and stuff like that. More like a freak accident kind of thing. But I don't know. It's so weird because it's like, obviously he's cleared up by now. It's already past 9 months, so unless the ACL recovery isn't going as great as it is, but even though it's been reported that he's been cleared, it's been 9 months though. So it's like, where's Ilja at? He was supposed to be back in August. It's now going on to almost the end of September. When are you going to bring him back? Because I thought you were going to bring him back to like a big-time Rusev feud. That's what I would have brought him back to. You finish the thing off with Sheamus, bring him back for the Rusev feud. So you're not doing that. I hope you're not going to think about bringing him back as El Grande, because we don't need any more of them goddamn Starbucks cups. So it's like, I don't really know right now because there's nothing for him. Like, there's Like, there's literally nothing there for him. You didn't have the idea of, and maybe they still possibly could be doing it, Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and Ilja Dragunov could be Imperium. But they're not even alluding to that possibly happening. You do have the 3 El Grande, so maybe you're gonna like have that be like the, the eventual, maybe like Gunther comes back in and he's the one that unmasks all of them and then brings them back in Imperium, and then eventually Ilja Dragunov joins it as well, or Ilja Dragunov goes against it, but it's like, how long does that take? It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna say, for me, because I know WWE's track record when it comes to guys built like Ilja Dragunov, and they kind of already have their underdog guy right now in Sami Zayn. They're probably going to make Carmelo their next big underdog guy. So, they're pushing him as a face, right? Or they're starting to slowly push him as a face. I'm going to say, for me right now, I don't think so. I don't think WWE is going to push Ilja Dragunov as a face. I think he's going to be a guy that gets lost on the main roster. Not lost per se. I think he's going to be a guy that has a bunch of start-stop pushes because of the injury, which I think is going to cause more issues for him. Because like when you get these start-stop pushes, what happened with Finn Balor? Finn Balor got a bunch of start-stop pushes, and he lost a lot of star power. Because he lost a lot of the star power, his IC title and US title reigns didn't look that good. Didn't really have any big feuds. The biggest one he did have was the Bray Wyatt one around that time. I think that was like the last big one. Then he went back to NXT. So there's always a possibility that Finn Balor, he can't go back to NXT anymore. Well, he kind of just did, but there's always a possibility that Ilja Dragunov goes back to NXT at some point in time, pulls a Finn Balor, finds himself again, and then comes back later down the line to have like a big time feud with somebody. I could see that possibly taking place. But I think Ilja Dragunov is going to be one of those guys that gets lost. I think he's going to be one of the guys that we look at and be like, damn, what you could have been. What you could have been, but sadly you weren't, because you got screwed over. And that's gonna suck. And that's going to suck because Ilja Dragunov is so damn good. Oh my gosh, bro. If you have not seen Ilja Dragunov wrestle for whatever reason, you need to watch the man wrestle. Ilja Dragunov is elite. And I don't really throw that word around a lot. For people who, especially people who don't have like the most years of like wrestling, like I think he only had like 7-8 years. But he is elite. He is as elite as elite gets, in my opinion. I think he's up there with the Zack Sabres, up there with the, I'm gonna throw this guy in there, even though a lot of y'all don't talk about him. Current day technician, by the way. Zack Sabres, Gunther's, Lee Moriarty's is the guy I was gonna say, Lee Moriarty's. I think he's up there with some like the best technical wrestlers on the planet. I think he can go bar for bar with any one of these guys. I think you could even say that he is the best of them. I think he's really, really damn good. And I just think that WWE is not going to hit the mark on it. I think that they're not going to hit the mark on it because you can't really make the guy a heel because he's just not big enough to be a heel. Like, unless you're going to make him the cowardly heel, which in my opinion, that's just going to ruin his character. That's going to ruin his character. So it's kind of like the same thing with Adam Cole. Had you brought Adam Cole in Undisputed Era up in like 2020, they would have had to have been cowardly heels, and that just ruins the entirety of Undisputed Era. I think it's the same thing with Ilja Dragunov. You can't make him a cowardly heel. It's not going to work because then how the heck do you make him like a babyface? I don't even know how the hell they got away with it with Sami Zayn. Not a babyface, but like an underdog babyface. I don't know how they got away with it with Sami Zayn. Maybe everybody just wants to forget the Vince stuff. But I think because Ilja Dragunov is Triple H and Shawn Michaels, I think nowadays WWE fans, they're not gonna forget it. They're not gonna forget it. And the amount of times that we've seen them be like this super mega underdog, I don't think that people are gonna allow for it to be forgotten. So if he goes from coward, so it's like if he turns into a coward, it's gonna be like, why? Especially when he's fought guys against guys like Gunther twice, Braun Breaker before. So it's like you really can't be a coward as him. So I'm going to say I think WWE does not push Ilja Dragunov as a star. I think we might get a little bit of a star push at first, but then I think we're going to get that start-stop push with Ilja Dragunov, and I just think it's going to be just a whole mess. I'm so for real with you. I could realistically see Ilja Dragunov out of WWE by like 33, 34 years old. I think he might just be if he's one of those kind of guys, he might just get fed up with it and be like, I'm just going to go to New Japan. I'm just going to go to Rev Pro. I'm going to get way more respected there. I seen what happened with Zack Sabre Jr. I see what happened with Will Ospreay. They gave them guys New Japan world title reigns. They pushed them to the absolute moon. I'm as good, if not better than both of those guys. They will push me to the moon as well. I think Ilja Dragunov is out within like a couple of years. I'm just going to be so for real with you. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Like I said, he's really, really damn good, but I just don't see it working out in WWE. I just really don't. But speaking of another guy who may end up being out as well, will Hook be something in AEW? Right now, there's the talks of Hook possibly starting a faction up. He said that in his last promo. And I think this is the last shot for Hook. I think it is. I think they've given Daniel Garcia his last shot as well. I just think that, like, heck, I think this might even be Willer Yuta's last shot too, to really become something other than like, you know, just possibly a guy that just floats around the TNT title scene but not really doing much there. Maybe they'll put them more like in an ROH. Those are like, we might have that discussion a little bit later actually about Tony Khan with a couple of wrestlers that he definitely needs to. We'll get to it later. Hookers. Oh man. But Hook. This has to be Hook's last shot, man. It has to be. You tried everything with the guy. And there's clearly a part of the AEW fandom that loves Hook. There clearly is a part of the fandom that does. Is there enough, though? And not just is there enough with the people that love him, but is there enough that you see in Hook to let you know that he could be more than what he is now? This faction is going to be weird, man, because I looked at the roster. Who is joining his faction? Who? I mean, maybe it's a triple, like maybe like a 6-man tag thing. Not a 6-man tag. Maybe it's like maybe it's like a trios thing. I don't really know, but like, who is joining it? Who? He looked best by Samoa Joe, but the problem is he didn't pick up the mic work of Samoa Joe. He picked up the wrestling ability. You can tell he's definitely inspired by guys like Samoa Joe and obviously Taz as well. But it's like, he didn't pick up the mic work of Samoa Joe. His mic work is still very much so bland. It's very, very bland. I equate it to Daniel Garcia. I think that both of them, it's just blandness. There's not a lot of emotion in their mic works. And I think it's Willer Yuta as well. I don't think any of them are like, well, they're not the greatest mic workers by any means. I'll say that. But they're definitely not like awful mic workers. I would say probably like 2 out of 5s on the mic. But like the reason why you call them a 1 out of 5 is because they're just bland on the mic. And I think with Hook, it's just like, it doesn't, I feel like he's trying to fit the character that he's playing, which is like this, you know, real rough and tough kind of murderous guy. So he has like this real just monotone vibe to him, but it's like, it's not working. It's not working because the dude's not big. Looking, never judge a book by its cover. Anybody can be a killer. 1,000%. Okay, but we're also in wrestling, which is technically speaking a fictional world. In a fictional world, more often than not, the murderous type of characters are big, beefy dudes. Hook got this big old sweater on. When he took that thing off, he is like 125 pounds soaking wet. He is 125 pounds soaking wet. This guy does not come up like a killer at all in the slightest, which is why, like when my mutual was saying, maybe you make him into a cowardly heel. I think something that might help him is just not trying to hide who he is. And I feel like the sweater is trying to hide who he is. You don't have to make him into a cowardly heel. You want him to be a killer? Stop trying to hide his body type. He's a small dude. Put him in a suit and tie. Do like how you do with Kyle Fletcher. Put him in a real nice suit and tie. Coming out there maybe like brass knuckles, flexing a little bit of money. Maybe he'll come out there like how MJF does like the diamond. Well, not like diamond ring, but like just something that would give him the edge because he is a smaller dude. Give him brass knuckles. Punch somebody with brass knuckles. Somebody with brass knuckles gonna look kind of crazy. I'm gonna be like, you know what, man? You ain't even gotta be big. You could definitely beat my ass. You got brass knuckles. You're winning. You got the dub. And I think that might be something that like might help him out. Coming out and just like, again, like the suit and tie, being some kind of like, you know, shady boss type of character, or just some like real hardcore hitman type of character, or even kind of like a mafia boss in this. I hate to say that because he is Italian, so it's kind of like, dang, do you want to just stereotype him and put him in the Tony D'Angelo family? But like, maybe it'll work for him. Just having him be like the leader of a faction where he is in this more mafioso like vibe where he's just, he rolls his sleeves up, gets his hands real dirty and all that. He's beating you to a bloody pulp with a freaking like with brass knuckles or like a crowbar or something like that. Like, I loved Hook when he had the dang golf club. Because I knew how small he already was, he looked real. He looked murderous. I feared Hook in that one moment. That shot of him walking, of him turned around with the dang golf club in his hands, he looked so dang hard right there. Pause. He looked hard as hell, though. He looked like he would walk down anybody's block wearing colors that they don't like and would be ready to fight every single last one of them. But they're not doing that with him. They continue to just have him unarmed. I thought he was going to keep carrying on the golf club. Matter of fact, I made a whole entire heel turn revolved around Hook, using that dang golf club as a dang weapon a lot of times to take down guys like Powerhouse Hobbs and Katsuyori Shibata, and then eventually go out to Samoa Joe, waking him up with the goddamn golf club and all that stuff. I'll link the video down below. Y'all can go check that out. I had a lot of fun making that video, actually. But I think like something like that would help him. He's too small. He can't. I'm sorry. Look, he might be able to fight. I don't know if Hook can fight or not. The dude don't look dangerous with just himself. I feel like if he tried to walk up to me and press me, I would push him over and he would legitimately fall. And I'm not that big either. I'm barely 210. So it's like, he not that much big. Like, he not that much smaller than me. Oh, I mean, if he is actually 125 pounds. He's not 125 pounds. He's probably like 170, 180, but he's not that much smaller than me. So it's just like, and he's not that much. Well, he's kind of short, though, too. He's like, what, like 5'8", 5'9"? He definitely ain't no damn 6 feet. He cannot be 6 feet. I can look it up, but I don't think he is. I would be surprised if he's 6 feet. Then again, he is a lot taller than Taz. He is, goddamn, he's 6 feet. He ain't. Damn. What the hell? This might be the first tall Italian I'd ever seen. St. Mark's Place? It's actually a pretty cool name of a place. But he's 203 pounds? Where? What the hell? That boy ain't no goddamn 203 pounds. I'm looking at Hook right now. No. Where is he 203 pounds at? Okay, y'all know this is more of that wrestling BS. Nah, he ain't no 203 pounds. I'm not believing that. But nah, he's just got to I think they got to change the vibe up with him. And really, if you want to get the murderous thing, give him a weapon. Just give the man a weapon. If not, you're going to have to make this guy into a cowardly heel or just take away the murderous character and make it to like an underdog babyface. One of the two, because it's just not working right now. And speaking of not working right now, mainly because he's obviously hurt, Jay White. Will Jay White, upon return, be pushed right back into the main event scene? I say no as well. I made a video on this a while back. A lot of people said that he should be pushed to the main event scene because of how good he is. And I do believe Jay White is absolutely awesome. He is a really, really damn good wrestler. I did also say this, though. And please do not take this as me trying to discredit Jay White, as me trying to slight Jay White, or anything like that. He wrestled in a time in New Japan where it didn't look that good. A lot of Jay White's hype comes around the fact that he was a main event guy in New Japan. He main evented in Madison Square Garden. He's a two-time IWGP World Champion. But he also wrestled in a time where New Japan just wasn't that great. You weren't stocked with elite talent. You had Will Ospreay kind of going back and forth between New Japan and AEW. Kazuchika Okada was, I think, already in AEW around this time. The first time he definitely was still there, but he kind of had, he was eventually the second one he was going back to AEW. He's going to AEW. And that was really it. That was really it. There wasn't really much else there. The first time was the tail end of Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada. So it's like, you didn't really have much there either. Like, that was really it. I think you might have had Cody Rhodes around this time. No, because Cody left in Cody was in Ring of Honor in 2016. I think he didn't go to, I think he didn't go to New Japan until, 2018, 2019. Somewhere around there. But it's like, he wasn't even there. I don't think Adam Cole was there either. You didn't really have much. Like, this wasn't, obviously former Bullet Club leader, But look at the former Bullet Club leaders in the era they were in. Finn Balor was there with prime Tetsuya and prime Hiroshi Tanahashi. AJ Styles was there with their primes as well. Also prime Shinsuke too. Kenny Omega, I think, might have got there a year after prime Shinsuke. I think. I forgot the word I'm looking for. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little bit tired. But whatever. I'm not 100% sure of that. But I know like Kenny, AJ, and Finn. Yeah, Kenny, AJ, and Finn, they were all there when like New Japan was in one of its big primes. Again, you had Shinsuke there, you had Kenny Omega there, obviously, you had AJ, you had you had Finn, you had Hiromu Tanahashi, Hiroshi Tanahashi, I'm thinking of Hiromu Takahashi. You had not Shingo, what was his name that Finn wrestled? I forgot his freaking name. It might have been a different guy named Shingo, because I think it's Shingo Takagi that wrestled Will Ospreay, not him. But I forgot his freaking name. It's Shin something. I just forgot it. You have Tetsuya Naito, who was still in his prime as well. You had other people coming on over from like other brands that were still pretty popping around this time too. So it's like, I think he might have even had no, never mind. I can't think of this person's name. I am blanking on names right now, but you had a really good time around like 2013 to 2014, 2015, 2016. Those are really, really good years. So it's like, I'm not trying to downplay Jay White by any means. I'm just saying he might be more Chris Bosh than he is Dwayne Wade. He might be more Chris Bosh than he is Nikola Jokic. He might be more Chris Bosh than he is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What I mean by that, for my non-basketball fans, Chris Bosh was a great player on the Toronto Raptors basketball team. Looked absolutely awesome. Looked like he could be like a top 10 power forward of all time. Then he got to the Miami Heat. And what happened when playing alongside LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, two of the greatest basketball players of all freaking dang time? He didn't look as great. He still looked really good, just not as great. It was very clear that there was a gap, and a large gap between these two guys. Now, Kevin Garnett, another person who played on a really bad team before going to a super team, played on the Minnesota Timberwolves, looked absolutely awesome, went to the Boston Celtics, looked absolutely awesome, started a Hall of Fame career there too, two-time Hall of Fame career basically, and he looked like and that basically solidified that he's arguably the greatest, if not officially the greatest power forward of all dang time. Chris Bosh, starting to slip it down a little more and more. Probably still like a top 10 guy, maybe like top 15 guy, but you can make a really good argument for top 10 as well. But I think Jay White might be more in that boat. That he was a big fish and not the biggest in a pond that didn't have a lot of other great big fish there. Now that he's in AEW, there's a lot of big fish there. You got Swerve Strickland, you got MJF, you got Hangman Adam Page, you got Will Ospreay, you still got Kenny Omega running around, still got Jon Moxley running around, you got Kazuchika Okada there, you got Konosuke Takeshita there, you got now Kyle Fletcher coming on up, you got a few other names there as well that might be on the up and up very, very soon. Can Jay White be on those guys' level? Can he be a bona fide top 5 guy? I think that's the only way that he is main event status 100%. And for me, I don't fully see it. I think he's not only got to come back and prove that he can stay healthy because he's had a lot of injuries now, but I think he's also going to come back and prove that he is a top-tier guy. He is a top-tier guy. He's going to come back and prove that, not just by, saying it. He's going to have to say it as well, though, because you got to keep showing the great promo skills and all that. But he's going to have to show it more in the ring. And I think what I've seen from Jay White over this past year now is the ring work doesn't look as great as it did when he was in New Japan. It doesn't look as great. I can't genuinely think of an elite match that Jay White's had in AEW as of right now. Even the MJF match, he was kind of hurt, so that's hard to grade that one. But it's like, I can't really think of many 1v1 matches that Jay White's had that are elite. He's had some really dang good trios matches and tag team matches, but 1v1 matches? I can't think of any. If y'all got one, please go ahead and comment it down below. Maybe I'm just forgetting about it. It's very possible. And even like a triple threat match, like a fatal 4-way match, I personally can't think of any. Over this past year, I think I can't think of any. So I'm gonna say I'm out on that. I think Jay White will not come back to the main event scene. I think he's going to come back to like the TNT title scene first, go up against Kyle Fletcher, probably get back with the Bullet Club Gold. I'm not calling him the other stupid name. Probably get back with them, go up against, have a big war with the Don Callis family over the TNT title. I could see that happening. I could very much so see that happening. But speaking of some guys who are trying to get back on into that main event scene, will these older wrestlers have a second prime like Nia Jax? Now, Nia Jax over this past year or so now, about past year and a half now, you know what, ever since the beginning of 2024, she's had an absolutely awesome just run. She's had the world title run. It's probably one of the best world title runs that we've seen in a good amount of time. The character work was awesome, and she just looked like an absolute bona fide superstar. And I think that some of these older wrestlers might be able to have a second prime. Wrestlers like The Miz, wrestlers like AJ Styles, wrestlers like Natalya, Nikki Bella, AJ Lee, CM Punk, Asuka. These are all wrestlers who haven't been in their prime in a very, 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 very long time. And I think just going off of this list, I'm going to say this. The Miz being, 40? The Miz is 40, right? I want to fact check that. I'm pretty sure he's 40, if not 44. Why did it give me the wrong thing? 44. He turns 45 this year. Ooh, okay. That's a bit of a game changer now. Now I did not know that he turned 45. I thought it said 40. I thought he said 40. I wrote 40 down. I don't know why I said 45. I don't know why I said 40. That's gonna be a little different. I mean, well, CM Punk is in the main event scene right now. Can The Miz, with the elite mic skills that he still has and the pretty dang good ring skills that he has and the really good character work that he has, can he have a second prime? Even if it's not a world title run, because obviously he made his bread and butter in the IC title IC title scene. So can he be a guy to, once again, make his name in that mid-card scene? I could see a possibility. Because I'm using the mid-card scene, I could see a world where him and Carmelo Hayes are trading that U.S. title back and forth, are trading it at least 2-3 times next year. I could really, really see that, like a big-time feud for Melo that gets Melo over, while also kind of reminding us just how elite Miz really is, because I do believe that he is an elite talent, elite all-around talent, really damn good technician as well. I could see a world where Miz has a second prime, not probably like, well, maybe like right now, but it depends on when like this whole him and Melo thing really starts off. Whenever the him and Melo feud starts off, I think that's when he's going to be entering his second prime. I could see from there him even going to the world title scene and having like a match against somebody in the world championship scene if there is a face there. If Cody Rhodes does lose the title to Drew and then eventually gets it back next year, maybe he gets it back from Randy or whatever, or maybe he even gets it again and loses to Randy and then gets it again. I could see a world where that happens. I think Cody and Miz would be an awesome feud. I would love to see that. So yeah, I'm going to say Miz, yes. I'm 1,000% going to agree with the Miz. AJ Styles. Whoo, child. This is going to be... This is going to be interesting because it depends. It depends on, one, where he's at next year because his contract is ending. Will he still be in WWE? Will he go to AEW? Will he do one last run in TNA? I think TNA would give him that one last run. Would give him like a world title run for sure. AEW, they gave CM Punk one. Did they give Sting one? No, they didn't give Sting one. Never mind, no. They gave CM Punk actually two. So I could see a world, as long as AJ Styles, 90 days. Let's see. That's a lot of rest. It's supposed to end in February, so 90 days, it would be March, April, May, somewhere around... Oh, wait, no, it's if you're released, right? Is it 90? No, I think a 90-day contract if you're... It's 90 days something. I forgot exactly how it works now. I forgot how it works. So let's just say if it is 90 days, so it's March, April, May, sometime around May. It's either sometime around May or sometime around March, because he would probably take at least like a month off before going to AEW, that he would go to AEW. I could see a world where he gets a... I don't know, because he is going to be 49 next year. He's going to be 49. Obviously, though, Shelton Benjamin is 49 right now, and Bobby Lashley's 50, and they're getting big-time pushes. They're having a second prime right now. Can AJ Styles do? The problem is with AJ Styles versus these other wrestlers is he was a high flyer for many years. So he has a lot of wear and tear in his body. Now, the past about 8-9 years, ever since really being in WWE, he hasn't been as much of a high flyer. He's been a lot more of a power kind of wrestler, striker in a sense. So he has a lot less wear and tear than somebody would if they continued to be a high flyer for a good amount of their career. So maybe AJ Styles could. I'm going to say, man, this one's hard because it's like if he goes to AEW. If you go to AEW, yes. WWE, probably not. Probably not, especially with the way they've been treating him this year. I'm going to say he stays in WWE and no. No, because I think either that or he retires. One or two. I don't think he ends up going to AEW. So I'm going to say no for AJ Styles. That I think he does not have a second prime. Natalya, on the other hand, she's 42. She's 42. Again, I could always fact check this. We love to fact check things around here. Again, I have their names written down, but I somehow messed up. Mind you, I was writing this while I was coming home from work. So there is that 43. God damn. My bad, Natalia. My bad, Natalia. Don't beat me up. I ain't mean it like that, man. I ain't mean it like that. Oh, man. I hope he wasn't owning any slaves. Oh, man. Never mind. She's in Canada. She's good. Nah, they were just hiding a bunch of dead bodies under them goddamn schools. It's not a funny matter. I'm just, Canada. Oh, man, look at Canada. So great. Guys, Canada's so warm and friendly. Yes, warm and friendly. My ass. Them bodies weren't. Natalya, though. Natalya is weird because she's having a second prime away from WWE. She looks amazing outside of WWE. Child, when she away from this goddamn company, she looked really good. The living legend, Natty Neidhart. Will she have a second prime in WWE? No, I don't think she will. But she's having a second prime right now, so yeah. I think Natty is fine right now outside of WWE, man. She looks amazing outside of WWE. She is whooping ass and all that, and I love the gimmick and everything too. Her mic work sounds impeccable. In WWE though, I think, man, it's weird because I see her outside of WWE, and I'm like, okay, you can clearly be a star. You can quite clearly run a damn division. You could immediately take down Tiffany Stratton right now if you came back in with the living legend Natty Neidhart character, and you could dethrone Tiffany, and I think nobody would blink an eye. I think nobody would blink an eyelash. Is that the saying? Is that the? I think that's the saying. I don't know the saying. Who cares about the goddamn saying? But yeah, no, I don't think anybody would even care. I don't think anybody would care. I can't believe I forgot two sayings right now. I'm usually big sayings. I literally just be saying a lot of things for a living. But I don't know. Oh man. It's weird because it's like, dude, she should just come back with the fucking character. I would have loved to see living legend Natty Neidhart versus Sports Illustrated's Becky Lynch. Man, also Bleacher Report, by the way, as well. It's not just Sports Illustrated saying it. So I don't know. WWE doesn't need any heels right now, and she would be a heel. Now, maybe if we get AJ Lee with the IC title, then maybe we get living legend Natty Neidhart. But it's like, does one just run as living legend Natty Neidhart with no title? Is that really like a prime? No, it's not a prime. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say in WWE, no. No, I just don't think so. Next up, Nikki Bella. Let me get a little drink of water real quick. Oh, man. Does she have a prime to begin with? Oh, man. Nikki. Oh, baby. Nikki Bella is a fun one, man. Here's my dang crystal I was looking for the entire time. I was going to put it on for the episode. Couldn't find it, though. Nikki Bella is an interesting one. She's so weird because it's like she had a prime. Let me not cap, all right? I can dislike Nikki Bella all I want. She clearly had a prime. It was 2015. Can't she have another prime? If they need heels, yeah. If they need heels, that's the only way Nikki Bella is gonna look decent in this current climate. No. Wait. What am I saying? No. I mean, maybe the cowardly heel, but no, because she didn't play a good cowardly heel. She did it versus Ronda. She only looked good as a heel in the Divas era because she was bigger than most other women. No. Nikki Bella's not having another prime. I can't believe someone asked me this. No. Hell no is Nikki Bella having another prime. She's not going to be a good heel against any of these women. Who is she going to be a good heel against? Like, let's be realistic right now. Who is she going to look good against? AJ Lee? AJ Lee looked better than Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Becky Lynch in the goddamn ring. On the mic, to be specific. She looked better than all of them on the mic. So Nikki Bella's not keeping up with no AJ Lee on the mic. No. Okay, so who's next to the face? Rhea Ripley? Bruh. Don't even ask me that dumbass question. Is she going to look good against Rhea Ripley? No, she's not going to look good against Rhea freaking Ripley on the mic as a heel. She didn't look good against Ronda. What makes you think she's going to look good against Rhea? No. Would she look good against Bianca Belair? No. She's not looking believable against Bianca Belair as a freaking heel. No. Not even a count. Y'all know how we didn't believe that Liv Morgan would be able to look strong against Rhea Ripley and didn't? Nikki Bella is not going to be able to do anything against Rhea Ripley, even if she gets Brie Bella back. You want me to believe the Bella twins, who are probably like combined, not even, they probably don't even weigh as much as Bianca, and I'm not trying to call Bianca fat by any means. Bianca got all this goddamn muscle on her body though. She looked like she could bench press both of them. No. You want me to believe that Bianca Belair in peak physical form is going to be cowering to two women who are like 42, 43 by next year? No. Okay, put her on SmackDown against Tiffany Stratton. Yeah, but I mean, Tiffany's also bigger than her as well, so there's that. And also, it's not going to be a good looking feud because Tiffany Stratton can't talk on the mic. Against Jade Cargill? Do we even need to discuss this? And if for some reason Nia Jax went face, do we even need to discuss this? Against Becky Lynch, she went face. We already seen Clash in Paris. So no, she's not having a second prime. She looks believable towards none of these women. Not even Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan got the fucking oblivion off on her. And look how she looked. She decimated Nikki Bella. She destroyed Nikki Bella. Like, no. And she looked better than her on the mic, too. So, no, Nikki Bella is not going to do it. I'm sorry. She's just not going to do it. It's not going to work because Nikki Bella's whole thing was always about intimidation. The only time she ever used manipulation tactics was against Brie Bella. That was it. And even then, that was intimidation first, manipulation second. No. Somebody who does use manipulation very well, though, AJ Lee. This one, yes. 1,000%. Because she's a manipulative heel. She's the type to get close to you, be buddy-buddy with you and all that. Nikki Bella's never been that type. She's never been that type in the slightest. And they're kind of already got Rhea Ripley doing that as well, so no. We're not about to have three women doing that. And if we're going to pick any two to do it, it's AJ Lee and Rhea Ripley, the two actual good wrestlers. No. And as long as AJ Lee still looks really good in the ring, as opposed to Nikki Bella, who doesn't really look that good in the ring right now, with her also being like 3 years younger than Nikki as well, yeah, no, I think AJ Lee is quite easily going to have another prime. And like AJ Lee is getting cheered, Nikki Bella is getting booed out of the stadium. The fans don't even want her to be there. She has literally Logan Paul heat right now. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work. I could see AJ Lee easily just having another prime. She looks amazing against Becky Lynch. She, in these promos to be specific, she looks amazing against Becky Lynch. She has a really easy feud right there with Roxanne. Like, she has easy feuds that are already set up. You have Roxanne. You have potentially Bayley with the history between her and Bayley. You have, I mean, obviously you do have some for Nikki as well with Natty and with Naomi. The problem is they're both heels. Well, not Natty. Natty's a face. And not really good face at that either. So, yeah, no. I think AJ Lee, though, I think it's real easy to say that AJ Lee could quite easily have another prime. I think she's shown that elite ability to do so. I don't think Nikki Bella's ever shown that elite ability to do to have another prime. Mind you, we've seen Nikki Bella come back after a few years in 2018, and she still did not look good. She still just did not look good at all. So it's like, if she didn't look good a couple years removed, why do you want me to believe that she become a superstar, what, like, was that 7 years later, maybe even 8 years later going into next year? No. CM Punk, is he having another prime? Is he? I mean, he looks fine. This is stupid-ass Seth Rollins feud. This thing sucks. I don't know. He's a weird little fishy. He's a weird little fishy here because it's like he looks fine right now, but he doesn't look like anything special. He's just super over, but it's CM Punk. I don't expect CM Punk to not be over. The Drew feud was decent. The storytelling was ass. It was decent. The Seth feud has been hot dog water. Like, this has actually been embarrassing. Like, this is ass as hell. Like, this is just disgusting. This is horrible. So it's like, because I think it really is all going to predicate off of this Seth feud ending good. If it doesn't, I think the second prime thing is just over. I don't think there's a second prime. I don't think there is. I think AEW would have been, this technically be a third prime, wouldn't it be? Because AEW would be a second prime. Yeah, because he looked really, really good in AEW. Okay, fine, sure, for this guy, third prime. No. I don't see it either with CM Punk. I just don't see it. I think he has the potential to, again, if the Seth Rollins feud ever picks the hell up and gets interesting, then yes. But because it's not, now. Asuka, though. This one, I think she's entering a second prime. I think she is. Really interesting. I think she's entering a second prime. That's what I was going to say. Really interesting. Yeah, I think she can. I think she can solely off the fact that I think she could be a top tier heel right now. Hard hitting as hell. Super over with the crowd right now. She's playing this heel role really, really damn good. She looks amazing in the ring, looks amazing on the mic. I think she's very much so intimidating, got that big-ass damn centipede on her face. Like, she does things that, like, even though she may be smaller than some of these other women, we know who Asuka is because we all know who Kana is. And if you don't know who Kana is, you need to go find out who Kana is. Matter of fact, you might not want to find out who Kana is because if you knew who Kana was, especially in person, you definitely was scared. But, yeah, no, Asuka, like, she still just looks super badass. She still looks super badass. I think she's safe, man. I think she is so safe to be a top tier heel right now. Like, I realistically believe she could be the best heel in the company right now. I think Bayley's going to be a wonky one. I think Asuka could realistically be an elite heel. Like, I think she could be a better heel than what we've had, like, over these past couple years. And that's no discredit to any of these women. I just think Asuka is elite as elite can get. I think she's one of the greatest wrestlers to ever walk this freaking planet. She is so damn good. Now, I will save this other will they or won't they's for the next episode because we're kind of already running pretty long right now. It is already 50 minutes in. So we will save these for the next episode. So, yeah, be on the lookout for some other ones that'll be coming more soon. But let's go ahead and jump on into this Bleacher Report thing because, child, this ain't going to take me that long to talk about now. So, Bleacher Report put up their top 25 WWE women wrestlers of all freaking time. It will take me a minute to talk about, actually. And the top 25 goes Michelle McCool, 25, 24, Jacqueline, 23, Bull Nakano, 22, Shayna Baszler, 21, Alundra Blaze, 20, Liv Morgan, 19, Alexa Bliss, 18, AJ Lee, 17, Mickie James, 16, Natalya, 15, Beth Phoenix, 14, the Bella Twins, 13, Io Sky, 12, Paige, 11, Ronda Rousey, 10, Lita, 9, Asuka, 8, Chyna, 7, Bianca Belair, 6, Bayley, 5, Sasha Banks, 4, Rhea Ripley, 3, Trish Stratus, 2, Charlotte Flair, 1, Becky Lynch, and a partridge on a pantry. And look, Becky Lynch is the greatest wrestler of all time. And it's not just her saying it. And it's not just Sports Illustrated saying it. It's also Bleacher Report saying it as well. Definitely believe this list is on purpose so they can just get that stupid-ass line off. They're probably going to carry this Becky Lynch whole entire thing a little bit longer. But there's a few polar bears in this goddamn list. Number 1, Shayna Baszler. I love Shayna Baszler. I really, really do. Shayna, if you happen to come across this is no hate by any means. I think you are fucking awesome. I think WWE fumbled the hell out of you. I said you are one of the most fumbled wrestlers by WWE. You can't be in the top 25. Shayna Baszler cannot be in the top 25. No. Besides NXT, she does not have a top 25 career. The fact that Naomi is not on this damn list, no. The fact that a lot of Divas era women made it and Naomi didn't make it. What the hell? No. The fact that Nia Jax didn't make it and she got a better looking career than Shayna Baszler. No. You could have put Carmella here. Again, I love Shayna, but no. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I don't think Shayna Baszler's in the top 35. You can get her to the top 50 if we count NXT, but if you don't count NXT, top 20, top 50 without NXT, baby, just a WWE career. No. This is. And China, if we count in NXT, why the fuck is Asuka at number 9? 500-day reign? Undefeated for what? All of NXT? No, we're not doing this. No, Asuka would quite literally be like top 2, top 3. No, she would be above Trish Stratus if we're counting NXT. No. Now, Liv Morgan, you one of my dogs. Shout out to Liv Morgan on NXT. Yeah, Thursdays. Y'all already know the greatest show. Y'all already know. It's everybody's favorite show. Number 1 show on turf. But Liv Morgan, you are not a top 20 women's wrestler of all time. No. For what? For first 5 years, 6 years being mediocre at best. 2022 is mediocre as well. Really, really bad Money in the Bank and world title reign. No. 2023, cool. 2024, you look like a superstar, but your run was trash. The run was awful. She feuded with Rhea the entire time and had bad match after bad match besides the first one. No. Then she had a bad match with Zelina Vega, had a bad match with Becky Lynch, had a bad match. I don't want to say bad match. Mediocre match with Zelina Vega, mediocre match with Becky Lynch, and a bad match by Io Sky standards. Because Io Sky does not have 3-star matches. And that was barely even a 3-star match at that. No. Now I will say, multi-time women's tag champion, 4-time women's tag champion, obviously a women's world champion, Money in the Bank winner, probably going to be a Royal Rumble winner very soon as well, but you can't, no. Top 25, maybe. Top 20, though, no. I don't think she's above Alundra. I don't think she's above Bull. I don't think she's above Jacqueline. I don't think she's above Michelle. And I don't think she'd be above Naomi. I don't think she'd be above Nia Jax. I don't think that she would... No, she'll be above Carmella. She'll be above Carmella, yeah. She would probably... Trying to think if I'm missing anybody. No, I'm not missing anybody. Yeah, I think she'd probably be above, Carmella. But even Carmella, you could argue whether or not she's actually above Carmella or not. I think that 2017 by Carmella? That 1 year was amazing by Carmella. Oh, well, 2016 and 2017. Had it not been for Miss I Won't Put Somebody Over, Nikki Bella, and Carmella had a really big time win at a PLE or pay-per-view, I guess. So, yeah. Number 20, though, Liv Morgan, no. 20, maybe 21 to 25, sure, but 20, no. What the fuck are we doing putting AJ Lee below the Bella twins? 4 spots below? And below Natalya? And below 6 whole spots below Paige? And below Io Sky? What has Io Sky done better than AJ Lee? I love Io Sky as a wrestler. What has she done better than AJ Lee? What has she quite literally done better? Championship reigns ain't been better at all. Feuds ain't been better at all. What has she done better than Io Sky? than AJ Lee? Other than possibly be a better wrestler. I said possibly, by the way. I don't know about WWE. Outside of WWE, yes. In WWE, you can probably go back and forth. Especially when we count everything in ring and not just grappling and high flying like y'all love to y'all love to use when there's a lot more things like character work and all that stuff. One of these women ain't got a character. It's Io Sky. What has Natalya done better than AJ Lee? What has Beth Phoenix done better than AJ Lee? No. And this isn't even me being an AJ Lee fan. If we're talking about impact alone, she's above most of these damn women. Impact alone. She is quite literally one of the biggest starts to the women's revolution. How the hell? How? Because mind you, and I love China. That's mother right there. China is at number 8 because of impact. That's why she's at number 8. And those 3 IC titles as well. But that's why she's at number 8, is because of impact. So if China's that high, AJ Lee got to be a lot higher. AJ Lee got to be where Paige at number 12. No, actually, no, AJ Lee got to be where Ronda Rousey's at least at number 11. At least at number 11. So it's like, no. And I'm going to be real with you. You're not getting Rhea Ripley above AJ Lee either. I'm so for real. Accolades-wise, it's a little different because the main eventing pay-per-views and all that stuff, AJ Lee wasn't allowed to do that. There weren't even a lot of main event shows like that, really, so there's that. But, I mean, if you want to argue Rhea Ripley over AJ Lee, fine. I don't really care. I personally wouldn't, but whatever. I would have AJ Lee above Trish Stratus and Rhea Ripley, in my opinion. Especially if we're going on just impact alone. I would have China probably, like, in the 5 as well. Maybe six, because the 4 horsewomen are really, really damn big. I have all of them in my top 5, to be honest. I have all of them and AJ Lee in my top 5. But yeah, no, you can't have Paige 6 whole spots above AJ Lee. What did Paige do better than AJ Lee? Like, let's get into that. What did she do better? She ain't got a longer world title reign. She ain't got better feuds because Paige's only great feud is against AJ Lee. It's the only good one she has. The Nikki Bella one was trash. It was, no, okay, well, not trash. It was fun. No, her personal feud with Nikki Bella was bad. The feud of AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bellas, that was a really good one. But what else? No. And I don't want to hear about, it's outside of WWE bullshit. Because this is a WWE Women's Top 25. Because this is outside of WWE. How the hell is Mercedes Moné below Rhea Ripley? How's she below Becky? How's she below Trish Stratus? Freaking 2-time belt collector. Like, what the? No. Even if it was given, every belt in the damn company's given. What do you think? What do you think? These women actually go out there and fight for the damn belts? No, they're all given belts. John Cena was given 17 world titles. Obviously, yes, he earned them. So did Mercedes Moné, you dumbasses. So it's like, no. If we're basing this on outside of WWE, Mickie James is also higher than 17 because her TNA run is elite. There's no. So, and Mickie at 17? Mickie James at 17 below the Bellas, below Ronda Rousey, below Paige, below Io Sky. Child, this is why I hate when a wrestler get popular, bro. I really do, because, bro, y'all done started gassing Io Sky now, man. You gonna make me turn to an Io Sky hater around here, and I'm not even trying to do that. But, bro, the over-gasularization, I created that word. The over-gasularization of Io Sky is becoming ridiculous. There's no way this woman is a top 15 women's wrestler already. No. She hasn't even had that great of a run. Oh my God. Guys, she's a 2-time world champion though. She's the Money in the Bank winner. The first world title reign was mid, besides the Bayley feud, and the second world title reign was completely mid. You have great matches in there, but it's completely mid. It's mid. No, you're not getting Io Sky to the goddamn top 15 with 2 mid reigns and Damage Control that lost every damn feud and almost lost every goddamn match too. No. And by the way, she cashed in on Andrew Bianca Belair. No. Mickie James got to be over Io Sky. I'm sorry, man. I like Io too, but no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this stupid stuff now. AJ Lee over Io Sky as well. Like, no, not at all. And Paige, you got to go ahead and drop down. Actually, the Bellas got to drop. Why the hell is the Bella Twins? The Bella Twins? Why can't the 4 horsewomen be a spot then? Why can't Damage Control have a spot? Why did the Bella Twins get a spot? The Bella Twins? We can't even separate Nikki and see, this is why I can't be standing Nikki Bella stands sometimes. Nor can I just really even be rocking with Nikki, because, bro, y'all fans don't really make me dislike Nikki, because I wasn't even this big of a hater of Nikki Bella early on. I didn't really like her like that, but I wasn't this big of a hater. But y'all keep attributing Bella accomplishments to Nikki Bella and all that, and then attributing all this stuff. Like, bro, what the hell? No, bro, because y'all know why they had to do Bella Twins. Brie Bella damn sure ain't touching no goddamn top 25 as much as I do like Brie Mode. However the damn song goes. You're not getting Brie Bella into the top 25. You're not getting Brie Bella into a top 50. You might not even be able to get Brie Bella into a top 100. I don't think there's been 100 women wrestlers, so you might be able to get her into the top 100. But you're not getting her into a top 50 for sure. Nikki Bella, you're not getting into a top 25. She has one good year. One. And that's 2015. The year where she was feuding with Brie Bella, no. Stop it. No. Oh, wait, that was 2015, wasn't it? Was that 2015? Yeah, that was 2015. Or was that 2014? That's the one, because that's the one good feud she got. Is that damn Brie Bella feud. The AJ Lee feud, that was carried by AJ. But, I mean, Nikki kind of did some things. But, like, no. We're not doing the fucking Bella Twins. Why are we putting the Bella Twins as a damn spot? This ain't even a top 25. It's a top 26. No, this is stupid. No. The Bella Twins, get the hell out of here. Now, let me say this right now. Every Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Trish Stratus, Rhea Ripley, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Chyna, Asuka, Lita, Paige, Io Sky, Bella Twins, Nikki, Brie Bella, Beth Phoenix, Natalya, Mickie James, AJ Lee, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Alundra Blayze, Shayna Baszler, Bull Nakano, Jacqueline, Michelle McCool, every one of us fans, along with everybody competing at Wrestlepalooza, everybody competing at All Out, everyone that was in my Will They or Won't They section besides Nikki Bella, and all of my mini segments of the Young Bucks, Mercedes Moné, Andrade, Ava fans, Jacy Jane and Trick Williams fans, and every other WWE wrestler on the goddamn roster who got a goddamn fan, we can all come together in agreement to say Ronda Rousey is not in the top 25. We can all come to agreement on that. She is top 25. Mind you. Let me read this to y'all. I don't have it on here, do I? No, damn, I gotta go find the damn list. Give me a second. Bleacher Report. Top 25 women wrestlers. I did not say top NBA wrestlers. I said top 25 women wrestlers. Now, real quick, we all know who Liv Morgan is, right? Because I'm going to go ahead and show you on the screen right now who they got as Liv Morgan. Now, I mean, they both blonde. They both white. They both had a very cocky, conceited character at one point in time. But this is not Liv Morgan. I did see Liv Morgan do the double ponytails at one point in time, but this is not Liv Morgan. That is Alexiante Bliss right there. Who the huh? Child, y'all don't even deserve this damn thing. This ain't Beth Phoenix. All right, man, whatever. So let's go ahead and read what they say. Who know? Oh wait, hold on. Let me zoom in a little bit because it's actually really big. Who knows if women wrestling would be accepted to the extent it is today without Ronda Rousey? The former UFC champion entered the world of professional wrestling in 2018 and helped lead it to unforeseen heights. A legitimate mainstream sports icon, she transitioned from mixed martial arts to WWE, where she partnered with Kurt Angle to defeat Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in her very first match at WrestleMania 34 before going on to win three world titles, a tag title, and the Royal Rumble. Her star power made the first ever women's main event at WrestleMania 35 possible. As red hot as Becky Lynch was, and as great as Charlotte Flair has always been, a one-on-one showdown does not earn that spot on the card without Ronda Rousey. Outspoken and not always popular with fans, there is still no denying her impact on the industry and the elevation of women's wrestling to a level in which it could realistically headline premium live events and be accepted in that spot by fans. Controversial or not, she earned this spot on the countdown for that reason alone. All right, Ronda Rousey. What the fuck? I know it was you that wrote this. Huh? You want me to believe that Ronda Rousey single-handedly got the women a main event at WrestleMania? No. They didn't even like her. Nobody even cheered her. No. And she was a face, by the way. A face. Good person. No. Hell no, she ain't no goddamn. How did we just slap the whole entire women's division in the face? How did we just single-handedly slap Chyna, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks / Mercedes Moné, Bayley, AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair, Paige? I'm even going to go ahead and throw them in here as well. The Bella Twins, Mickie James, Trish Stratus, Lita, Jacqueline, Michelle McCool, Alundra Blaze, Naomi, Boone knocking on Mae Young. How the hell did we just slap Natalya and all the other women in the face? How did we just slap all these other women in the face? By saying that had it not been for Becky Lynch, these women would have never got this main event match. By saying the words, what was that? One more time. That's Lita. By saying outspoken and not always popular with fans, there's still no denying her impact on the industry and elevation of women's wrestling to a level in which you can realistically headline premium live events and be accepted in that spot by fans. That is fucking stupid, by the way. Sasha Banks and Bayley main evented NXT TakeOver. Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair main evented Hell in a Cell. Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax main evented Extreme Rules. What are we talking about? They couldn't main event a premium live event. They main evented them before. It was just WrestleMania. I think they had him by this point. I think they might have even had women's main events for the Royal Rumble and stuff. Matter of fact, didn't they have... If I'm not mistaken, didn't the first Women's Royal Rumble main event? Because I think that was the year that Asuka won. Yeah. No. That wasn't the year that Asuka won. Or was it? No, I think Charlotte Flair was the first women's Royal Rumble winner. I forgot who it was. But whatever year the first one was, I'm pretty sure that main evented. If not, it definitely did main event at least once. I think, Rhea Ripley was later on. But like, what? Oh my God, Becky Lynch was the one. And it main evented, didn't it? Let me go see this card real quick. Royal Rumble 2018. I swear to you, if this thing main evented, Royal Rumble 2018. I swear, if the women's Royal... That says the main event was the women's Royal Rumble, wasn't it? Oh, crap. The main event of the show was the 30-woman Royal Rumble. It was why the hell is SmackDown Hotel not working? What the hell? SmackDown Hotel be pissing me off because one day it'll work, next day it just won't work at all. Okay, let me grab 2019 then. Goodness gracious. Is that one gonna work? Can I grab that one from the SmackDown Hotel? SmackDown Hotel, you be pissing me off, bro, because one day your site work, next day your site don't never work, bro. You a trash ass site. Let me go ahead and just use WWE's page. It'd be much easier. Yeah, the main event was quite literally first ever Women's Royal Rumble. It was the main event. Oh, was that co-main event? Is it? I don't know. The way that WWE lists on their damn site, I don't know. I think I'm like, I don't. We had AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. It was basically a co-main event. I can't tell if it was or wasn't. Can I just get the god dang freaking card? SmackDown Hotel, you piss me off every single day. I swear to you, I hate this stupid site. Can something give me like a proper site here of like the freaking main events? Oh, yep, it was the main event. Yeah, it was the last match to take place. Yep, yeah. So, what are we talking about, Bleacher Report? What are we talking about? Seriously, what are we talking about? I'm pretty sure every woman's pay-per-view main event WWE. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more than that one because I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's see. We have 10. So we have Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Shayna. They main event in 2019. That's actually a good ass main event. That's 2020. 35 WrestleMania 2019 TLC. Really? Asuka and Kyrie? Oh, I remember this match. This match was actually hella good. 2018 was Evolution. 2024, 2016, 2018 Women's Royal Rumble, 2018 Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Asuka, TLC. Oh, that was a good ass match too. And then WrestleMania 37. So what are we talking about? we quite clearly have. Oh, and then NXT Takeover as well. I'm pretty sure there's other NXT Takeovers that all have. Yeah, wait. Yeah, there is, right? No, that's a different one. Was it really only Sasha and Bayley that main evented the Takeover? Really? Oh no, wait. Raquel and Io Shirai as well. That was Stand and Deliver. There was only one woman's main event for a Takeover? You telling me we ain't ever? Ain't no way. Hold on, man. Wait, hold on. I'm about to crash out. I'm about to crash out in this ball fraud triple safe. Ain't no way. Oh my God, that's the only one. Oh, you bullshitting me now. You bullshitting me now. The NXT takeovers, whatever. I can't believe that. You had a fatal 4-way 4 horsewoman match and didn't main event a takeover. You didn't have that on a takeover main event. That's stupid as hell. Yeah, no, Ronda Rousey is such BS. It's such BS. Don't give me this stupid bullshit that had it not been for Ronda Rousey, the woman would have never main evented a PLE. They did. They quite literally did multiple times. What are we talking about here? No, stupid. Ronda Rousey's not top 11. No. And let's just, because now I can kind of crash out. Why is Rhea Ripley above Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair? Why? She's not more popular than either one of them. Sasha Banks on every single platform. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. The hashtag Sasha Banks has more than Rhea Ripley. She ain't using the name Sasha Banks in how many years now? Mercedes Moné's name might not be as big as Sasha Banks is. You say Sasha Banks, that name is big as hell. Everybody knows her. So let's not act like as if Rhea Ripley's just more popular. Because how do you even determine who the hell's more popular? How do you even do that? You can't do that. You literally can't. So yeah, no, she's not. How do you determine who's more popular between her and Bianca Belair? You can't do that either. So no, unless we're gonna use hashtags, which I feel is probably like one of the best ways that we could determine it. So yeah, no, we can't do that now. So let's go with like some actual things we can use, which is called facts. So here's a big fact. We're gonna go Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair first. Here's a fact. Both Royal Rumble winners. That is a fact. Bianca Belair won hers first. That's a fact. 2-time Elimination Chamber winner for Bianca Belair. Not 2-time for Rhea Ripley. That is a fact. That is a fact. Main event at WrestleMania and won a main event at WrestleMania. Only Bianca Belair. That is a fact. Both 3-time women's world champions. Those are facts. Longest reigning women's, I think it's longest reigning Raw Women's Champion. So yeah, longest reigning women's champion ever. Bianca Belair. That's a fact. Okay. So Rhea Ripley's, by the way, tied with Bayley for the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Championship ever. So we already have the facts in place that Bianca Belair is a longer reigning champion. If they fucking have Tiffany Stratton break Bianca Belair's record, I'm breaking Triple H's kneecaps. Bianca Belair clearly got more accolades here. Longer reigning champion, as many world titles, more main events on, more main events, bigger, main evented on a much bigger stage for a PLE, and she has more special match type wins. She has more, and she has just as many as Rhea Ripley when it comes to the Royal Rumble. So what does she do better than, so what does Rhea Ripley do better than Bianca? Because Bianca's also a better wrestler. Like, by far and away a better wrestler. So, what does Rhea Ripley do better than Bianca? What does she do better? Like, I'm genuinely being serious. What does she do better? Because I don't see a thing. I quite literally don't see one point where she's better. Oh, yeah, Bianca Belair is also a 2-time tag team women's champion. Rhea Ripley's a 1-time. So Bianca Belair has more total titles than Rhea Ripley does. Because Rhea Ripley has the 4, including NXT, and then the 5 titles with the tag titles. Bianca Belair has, oh no, she has 5 as well. Yeah, because she has the 3. The 3 and then the 2. Never mind. Okay, never mind. That's my bad. Both have 5. So, yeah. Yeah, no, what does, she has more WrestleMania wins as well. So, what does Rhea Ripley do over Bianca Belair? Nothing. Nothing at all. Let's go Rhea versus Sasha. Sasha's accolades include first ever women's main event for NXT, first ever women's main event for WWE, and main event at WrestleMania. Sadly, she lost all 3 of these, but I mean, 2 of these she definitely shouldn't have lost. She should not have lost to Bianca, and she definitely shouldn't have lost to Charlotte Flair either. That one was just stupid. But she did lose all 3 of these, but she's still the first ever woman to main event these 3 to be. My bad. First woman to ever main event NXT and WWE, and then she's also been in three different Hell in a Cell matches. Rhea Ripley has been in 0 Hell in a Cell matches, although her and Liv Morgan definitely should have been inside Hell in a Cell. Don't know why they didn't do it. Whatever. Rhea Ripley does not have these first accolades. Rhea Ripley and Sasha Banks are also NXT Women's Champions as well. Sasha Banks is a 6-time Women's Champion as opposed to Rhea's 3. Even if you want to say that Sasha lost a lot of reigns and had a lot of short reigns, Sasha Banks was having to fight against the boss's favorite in Charlotte Flair. Rhea Ripley was the boss's favorite. Rhea Ripley was. What's more impressive? Dethroning the boss's favorite, was that 4 different times in 1 year? Like, what, 3 or 4 different times in 1 year? Or holding a title for like 300-something days? I would say dethroning the boss's favorite multiple times in 1 year is a lot more impressive. And then she also had the SmackDown reign, which was like 167 days as well. So there is that. So we got that. And then we also have, like I said, she had the main event of WrestleMania over Rhea Ripley. She was supposed to get the dang Royal Rumble win in 2022, but sadly, Ronda Rousey decided to return because, white privilege. So yeah, they always gotta take people's things. So yeah, Ronda Rousey decided to return that year, else Sasha Banks would have had a Royal Rumble win. Obviously, though, Rhea Ripley does have a Royal Rumble win over Sasha Banks. So it's like 6 world titles, 3 different big time main events. 2 of them being the first ever women's main events. Rhea Ripley has what? Just a Royal Rumble over her. That's quite literally it. That's quite literally it. Like there's nothing else that Rhea Ripley has over her. No. Not like I said, not more popular either. Sasha Banks, if you're going to use hashtags, more popular. You're going to use hashtags, more popular. So, yeah, no, I'm sorry to say that. No, Rhea Ripley is not in the top 5 right now. I don't think she's in the top 10. You can make an argument for top 10, but I don't think she's top 10 either. Top 15 most likely can make that argument. It's another one you probably could make, but I'm gonna be real with you. Her and Paige, I might put Paige over Rhea Ripley. I think Paige is just better all around. Rhea Ripley, though, I don't think you can get her into that top 5. I don't. She's not near Trish Stratus. She's not near Charlotte Flair. She's not near Becky Lynch. She's not near Sasha Banks. She damn sure ain't over Bayley. What does she have better than Bayley? What does she have better than Bayley? Like, I genuinely, like, what? She ain't got nothing. She ain't got nothing. Bayley's main evented. Bayley's main evented a takeover. The very first ever women's takeover. I mean, the very first ever women's main event for a takeover. So, yeah. No, she's not over Bayley. She's not over Bianca. She's not over Sasha. She's not over Trish. She's not over, well, she's not obviously over Trish or Charlotte or Becky. But she's not over, I don't think she's over Asuka either. I'm going to be real with you on that one. She's not over Lita, in my opinion. She's over Ronda Rousey. Rhea Paige, you can go back and forth on. Rhea's over Io. Rhea's over the Bella Twins. Rhea's, yeah, over, Beth Phoenix is an interesting one, but I'll probably say over Beth Phoenix. Over Natalya, not over Mickie James, not over AJ Lee. Alexa Bliss is an interesting one, but I'd probably go back and forth with Alexa Bliss. I don't know, because Money in the Bank Royal Rumble, it's a really interesting one right there. More popular, yes, but popularity does not mean you're better. Sorry, no. Over Liv Morgan, yeah, I think you can really go back and forth with that one too, because they both have a lot of the similarities there. Over Alundra Blaze and them, I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, probably. Yeah, but this Bleacher Report list is trash. It is so trash. This is gonna be a long ass episode, y'all. It's gonna be a long ass episode. Well, I'll be ready for this long ass episode, y'all. I might end up leaving some things out for the next episode. We'll have to see. But let's go ahead and talk about the predictions of All Out and Wrestlepalooza. Trash ass name. We're also going to be grading the build-up of each of these matches as well as giving the predictions. I'm going to start with Wrestlepalooza, 1, because it's a shorter card, and 2, because there's a match I can just get right out of the way. I will say, though, 2 matches that I do think could possibly be on the card. Wyatt 6 versus Fraxium, only because AEW has a Fatal 4-Way tag team ladder match, so I think they're going to want to counterbook that somehow, some way. That's why they did the whole AJ Punk, Becky Rollins thing. Nia, Jade, Tiffany might also make the card as well. Triple threat women's world title match if Tiffany Stratton is healthy. I might not be a Tiffany Stratton fan, but I do hope that she does recover from her injury, if it's a concussion or whatever it is. Hope that she does recover from it. I don't wish any ill will on Tiffany Stratton. She's done lightweight stuff. I'm not really like the biggest hater of Tiffany Stratton like that. But But I think Nia J. Tiffany could make the card. I think that one's had pretty decent build-up. Very repetitive, but pretty decent. Wyatt 6, Fraction has had no build-up in the slightest. If either one of these matches do end up on the card, I think Wyatt 6 win, and I think Nia Jax wins. I think those both make sense. Eventually, Jade can get the belt off of Nia Jax. I think Nia would be able to prep Jade much better for the world title reign than Tiffany would, seeing as how Tiffany is very inexperienced still. Not really gonna be the greatest transition in the slightest, especially if you go from Tiffany to Jade. I think Jade would be more desired to be a champion off of Nia and not so much off of Tiffany, specifically by particular crowds. Next up though, we have Cena versus Rapist. Cena's gonna win. The buildup has been absolutely shit. Literally have not explained the Rapist attacking Cena. They've literally had zero explanation of why the heck he even did it. Randomly had him show up on SmackDown and be like, I'm looking for John Cena, even though John Cena's last SmackDown was a week before, so I don't know why the hell they did that. Really odd. John Cena wins. I'm not even gonna dive into that one too much. Now we can dive into ones now. Now we can talk a little bit about these, okay? AJ Styles, AJ Francis, CJ Punk Lee. Hey, WWE 2K25, my GM mode, everybody's favorite show, #1 show on turf. It is NXT. Yeah, go check that thing out, will you? AJ Lee though and CM Punk versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Build up, decent. Not anything special by any means. It's been decent. I like the promos, but I think the build up to the mixed tag match hasn't been the greatest. It felt like as if you just really needed some way to save this Seth Rollins CM Punk storyline, but I will say it's at least making it somewhat better. Not much better. It's not much better. It's really interesting between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Build up though has been, I'll give about I would give the last one, the Cena Rapist one, I'll give that an F. This one about like a C. I think it's been a C. Nothing too special by any means. Nia J. Tiffany, D. Wyatt 6, Fraxium. I'll give it about a D only because like they kind of are trying to break up teams, I guess, or break up fake brotherhoods and all that. So sure. Usos versus Brawns. I gotta give this my bad. AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. I didn't even predict it. AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. This goes one of two ways. Either A, AJ Lee and CM Punk get the win because they really need the win, so AJ Lee pins Becky Lynch because you're not going to have CM Punk pin Seth Rollins. I don't think you're going to do that. Or B, you have Becky pin AJ. And I think that one is more likely to happen because I think if you do that one, with Seth Rollins saying that, when stuff starts working for him, that CM Punk picks his ball up and leaves, I think you can have Becky Lynch really putting that into the head that now CM Punk might not leave her. Look at CM Punk's not around her anymore, stuff like that. You kind of like separate AJ Lee and CM Punk and start really pushing that narrative. But I think they're not going to have AJ Lee lose her first match. That one would probably be the better one, but AJ Lee winning or pinning Becky Lynch gets her right to the IC title scene. Even though she's already technically there, but it gets her like just #1 contenders automatically. So yeah, I think AJ Lee and Punk are going to win this match. I also think that this match main events. I think it makes the most sense for this match to main event because it's likely going to go up against Cope and Christian versus FTR, which will also be likely main eventing All Out. So yeah, I'm going to say that AJ Lee and CM Punk does main event the night. Next up though, we have the Usos versus the Bronsos. Build up wise, I got to give this a D. I got to give it a D. Okay, wait. Let me separate some things here. Jay's build up to being to be Roman 2.0 good. Jay and Jimmy's build up versus the Bronze, no. It's the same thing as Jay and Jimmy. Same thing as Jay and Roman versus the Bronze. Like why? It's the same exact thing. It's just folks feuding with the goddamn Seth Riders. That's it. Without Seth Rollins, it's like the Braun Riders, the Brauners. I don't know. There's no buildup. It's the same. This buildup? It's the same exact buildup that we've been having for the past few months. So I'm going to give it a D for repetitive buildup. The match. LA Knight might not cost the Usos now because he got his get back on Jay. The Bronze need the win. They need the win. They've taken way too many L's these past few months, bro. They need the win. And it ain't going to be Bronson Reed that gets a pin either. It's going to be freaking Braun Breaker that gets a pin. I think the Bronzos win, and then Jay attacks Jimmy afterwards. Not breaking up, but going full Roman and beats him into submission, basically. I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to beat Jimmy Uso into submission and make him listen to him because of what he did by teaming with by teaming with LA Knight, and then now he's going to go to the match all hurt, which is also sending Jey Uso into the match kind of hurt as well. Because he took a big hit in that match too. They took a spear, right? Or something like that. Oh no, he might no. No. No, he took a spear. He got the BFT. So yeah, no, I think they're gonna go to the match kind of bruised and battered. I could see a role where the Usos lose. I think they do need this big loss right here, especially to really kind of further the story of Jay and Jimmy. So yeah, I'm gonna have Jey Uso going over Jimmy here. Jey Uso going over Jimmy. I'm gonna have the Bronzos going over Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, then I'll have Jay beating Jimmy into submission. Next up, we have Io and Stephanie. Oh, man. Get ready for an overpacked main event, y'all. Oh, my gosh. We're going to have Kairi Sane, Asuka, Rhea Ripley, Nikki Bella, and probably a few others all getting involved in this damn match. Because you know what's going to happen, man. Asuka and Kairi are going to get involved in the match, try to help Io win. Here comes Rhea Ripley and Nikki Bella to help out, to help against Kairi and Asuka. Help out against Kairi and Asuka. This causes the big old thing. And then I'm going to guess that Stephanie probably gets the win because Io is too focused on Asuka, Kairi, Rhea, and Nikki, that Stephanie is able to get the SVB off onto, or maybe not even get the SVB off. She might get like a roll-up off onto Io Sky. It's going to be interesting to say the least if they do decide to go with Stephanie, because Rhea clearly is next in line. And I guess they're going to do Rhea versus Stephanie at the Australia show, which I guess maybe Asuka cost Rhea there, which has Stephanie as the champion a little longer. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. I think. I don't know. This is a weird one too, because it's like, I don't think either one of them. I don't think either one of them need to be champion right now. Io came off a bad title reign. Stephanie is way too early to be champion. She is not ready by any means. This is gonna be a Tiffany Stratton situation all over again, where she can't really do much other than have like good matches, but she ain't really got no heels to go up against. So yeah, and also she can't lead a match either. We've seen that versus Kairi. Both women can't really lead matches that well. It's not just a language barrier thing with them, because I think Stephanie's probably fluent in Japanese, seeing as she wrestled in Stardom for a minute. And Kairi wrestled in Mexico, so I'm pretty sure she's picked up some Spanish. Both of these women just can't lead matches. That's just what this is. And it's gonna happen with Io. It's gonna happen with Stephanie, where Stephanie's gonna have to wrestle a lot of like elite talents just to look great. And it's going to become very prevalent if Stephanie holds this belt for like longer than 100 days, that the reign is not going to be that good, and she is going to be, she's going to get the Tiffany Stratton thing where everyone starts saying, oh, she's just a cute face holding the title, she's not really that talented, yada, yada. Watch, it's going to happen. Don't worry about that now, child. It's going to be, hey, prettiest moonsault, devil's kiss. It's going to happen. But I'm going to go with Stephanie. I think Stephanie gets the win here. I think it just makes the most sense for the storyline that they're doing with them. Build-up wise, child, there ain't been no goddamn build-up to this match either. You ain't had no build-up to this. You got build-up to everything around this. You ain't had no build-up to this match. What's the build-up? What's the build-up? You could have had this match at damn near Clash in Paris, but you want to have it at freaking Wrestlepalooza. Just a counter book AEW. Which, mind you, AEW ain't got Swerve Strickland, Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Jay White, and a whole bunch of other folk. You counter booking a show that ain't got a lot of their top stars. What the hell we doing, child? But yeah, nah, man. I think Stephanie is gonna win here. It just makes the most sense. At least you can get on the goddamn TV. Or maybe you won't, because you put a world title on somebody and don't do anything with them. So maybe you won't. Who the hell knows? Cody and Drew. Once again, I'm gonna be nice. C build-up. C build-up. You had the attack on Cody. Then you had Cody come back and attack Drew. You had the stuff with Drew and... No, that doesn't count. You had Drew's little promos here and there. Obviously, Cody couldn't be here because he had a kid and all that stuff. Shout out to Cody Raheem Rhodes. Little baby Cody on the way as well. Or, well, Codisha on the way as well. So it's like, you couldn't really do much. So I can't really blame the build-up here. But if this main event, it better be because Drew McIntyre winning. Unless we're going full on Super Cody. I don't know, man. It's a weird one as well, because, like, who does Cody face if he wins? Alistair? I mean, I could see that happening, but are we putting the world title on... Child, are we putting the world title on Alistair Black? I know we ain't putting that goddamn world title on Alistair Black right now. Hell no. Hell no. He ain't ready for no goddamn world title. No. It's got to go on Drew McIntyre. Now, to be fair, ain't any faces if you put it on Drew McIntyre. But if you do put it on Drew, you could run back like Drew and Damian part 3, so we can finally get the damn conclusion to that. You could run. You could there's nobody for Drew McIntyre either. Randy Orton, but you already finished off that feud. There's quite literally nobody to run if you do Drew or Cody. Cody has Aleister Black, Drew has Damian. And that's it. That's quite literally it. Nothing else. In the slightest. No. No. There's nothing else there. So, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the coin. Coin around here. Flip my retainer. No, I don't want y'all to see my retainer. I'm gonna go ahead and that's got stuff in there. Does it got stuff in here? Let me see. I can take this out. Let's go ahead and flip this little piece that goes into my phone. Use my mic. Heads. This will be heads. This will be tails. Heads is Cody. Tails is Drew. And we have Cody. All right. Cody wins. Cody wins. I don't freaking know. They both ain't got really nothing much else lined up. You could do Cody solo or like Drew Jacob, but I'm gonna go with Cody. Yeah. Overall, the buildup has been about like a D at best. Wrestlepalooza looks about as ass as the damn name. Bro said Wrestlepalooza. Oh my God, man! They put that boy Cody through hell with this goddamn name and all these goddamn Wrestlepalooza. Oh man, I feel bad for people with lisp. I sometimes get one as well. It's funny enough. Yeah, so overall, about a D build up. The go home shows have been ass. Maybe Friday Night SmackDown will be good. Who the hell knows? But so far, it's been ass. We might be having a 3-hour show, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. But hey, man. Longer podcast episode. Y'all I ain't been here just a minute, man. I've been here just a minute. Well, last episode. Next up, we have All Out. We going All Out in Toronto, Canada. We're going All Out in Toronto, Canada. All right, we got I'm not talking about these stupid ass kickoff shows. Also, that tailgate match. Why the fuck we got a bunch of women in a tailgate match? Tony Khan, bro, do better, you goofy. You damn dingus, Bo Bingus. Yeah, I'm not talking about this bullshit. I'm not. But shout out to Mina, Willow, Aminata, Harley, Bane, Penelope, Sky, and Julia for getting on the card. Shout out to them for that. But first up, though, we have Eddie Kingston versus Big Bill. Why? How the did Big Bill make the card? Big Bill? We got Big Bill on the goddamn card in 2025? And it ain't a tag match? A multi-team tag match? Child, this better be a squash match. Eddie Kingston, he's winning, obviously. Build up a F. I'll give it a D minus just to be nice, but like, it's basically been an F to D. I'll give it, I'll be nice. It's about a D. No, it's a D minus. D minus. I mean, at least you had like Eddie do the social media thing, had Big Bill call him out. Didn't really make any sense. I mean, it made somewhat sense because they're both from New York and all that stuff. So yeah, but it's a D minus, child. This thing, no. I don't even want to see Eddie versus Big Bill. Big Bill in 2025. Hell no. Ugh. All right, now Hurt Syndicate versus Ricochet and GOA. This build-up has been awesome. This has been months in the making build-up now, too, with them. You go all the way back to Ricochet and the Hurt Syndicate, him trying to join the Hurt Syndicate. They ain't really messing with him, just turning him heel and all that stuff. You've had, obviously, GOA when it gets Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, Hurt Syndicate as well. When they were the tag champions, they were trying to get the tag belts. They were trying to prove themselves, make a name for themselves. You had Hurt Syndicate basically treating them like dirt the entire time of that little feud. This makes a lot of sense. So I like this feud a lot. I'm gonna give this honestly an A. I think it's been an A. I don't think you've needed much in-ring promos. You've had a lot of like these social media promos. Well, not social media, but like there are promos that have taken place that were recorded, but like put on social media, then eventually shown off on the show. But you've had a lot of promos between the two groups. You've had Ricochet trying to prove himself, obviously. Ricochet calling back to the whole thing that happened with him and the Hurt Syndicate. You had Ricochet trying to show that he didn't need the Hurt Syndicate. Now he found his own group. Still ain't got a goddamn name for this group. But I like everything about this feud, man. I really, really do. Like, I am hyped up for this match. I wish this was like I wish this wasn't like a regular 6-man tag match. Instead, it was like an Extreme Rules one or something like that. Maybe they will end up changing it last second. Maybe they'll end up just doing it like that. Who the hell knows? It'll probably like a lot of brawling, though, for a good amount of this match. So it'll basically be like that. So I'm not mad about it. But I'm going to go ahead and say that Ricochet and GOA win here. I think they need this big-time win. I can see even Ricochet and GOA getting a 4th member as well. Wouldn't be surprised if it was Keith Lee. There's reports that Keith Lee either joining the Hurt Syndicate or joining another faction. I would not be surprised if he ended up joining Ricochet in the Gates of Agony. I think he'd fit in really, really well with this group, especially because he could also be a guy that eventually kicks Ricochet out of the group if they really want to go that route to making Ricochet a face again, or if they want to just really go like full balls to the wall with Ricochet eventually going for the world title, having all these big guys around him like Keith Lee, Bishop Khan, Toa Leona. Also, shout out to them for getting on the pay-per-view card too. Getting on like the card too, not even just like the kickoff show. Shout out to them, man, because they're a pretty good tag team. I like them a lot. But I got Ricochet and Gate to Agony going over here. Next up, we have MJF versus Mark Briscoe tables and tax match. Besides it being a dumbass tables and tax match, this has actually been a pretty damn good build-up. I gotta give this about a B. Actually, no, I'm giving this an A as well. I only don't like the tables and tax match. Only thing I don't like about it. But it makes a lot of sense, obviously, with MJF stuff with Hangman that's eventually turned into MJF disrespecting the hell out of Mark Briscoe and going after his brother and all that stuff. And acting like as if, Mark Briscoe can never just be a world champion. It's been actually going on for a while, too, matter of fact. But acting like he can never be a world champion. This eventually goes into when Mark Briscoe trying to get a world title shot, and MJF and Ricochet and the Gate to Agony ended up kidnapping Mark Briscoe and using him as a way so MJF could get his contract back and all that stuff, and he can like have all these special rules and all that added on to the match against Hangman at Forbidden Door, forgot the name of it for a second. So yeah, I've loved everything about this build-up. I just don't like tables and tax. Like a TNT match, just be like an actual TNT. Also, how the hell do you win this match? Do you go through tables? Do you go through tax? How do you win it? Like, it doesn't really, it's not self-explanatory on how the hell you win this match. I'm going to go with MJF, though. I think MJF needs the win here. I think this is going to get him right into that title scene. Maybe, though, maybe Mark Briscoe wins and then goes towards the world title match, and then eventually MJF cashes in his contract and pins Mark Briscoe in that match. You know what? Yeah. Actually, okay, I like that better. Yeah, I think Mark Briscoe wins here, and then I think MJF eventually cashes in his contract to be a part of a Mark Briscoe Hangman Adam Page match. That works really good. Because there's gonna be times where Mark Briscoe and Hangman work together against MJF, a lot of that, and eventually he'll go over at the end, get some like sneak win. Yeah, because then you'll have both Mark Briscoe and Hangman to eventually feud with afterwards. Okay, yeah, I'm going with Mark Briscoe to get the big win here. Next up, we have Mercedes and Riho. Okay, this is where I do got to be fair. This is a D build-up. It's a D build-up. There's no build-up. Riho came back and she said Alex wins there. There's no connection between these two at all in the slightest. Just wanted to save her. As a Mercedes Moné fan, I'm worried because Mercedes went over. Is she going to win? is she actually going to lose? Because they might do something in this night to have both So the TBS title has never been held by a woman who's also held the AEW Women's World Championship belt, and the AEW Women's World Championship holders have never held the TBS belt. They could very well have both the TBS title. I mean, they could very well have both of these happen in one night. If they decide to go with one, though, it could possibly be Mercedes Moné to lose. Or they're just trying to make everybody believe that Mercedes Moné is going to lose, like how they did with Toni Storm. And then they have either the Renegade Twins get involved in this match, or they just have Mercedes Moné win this match. I think Mercedes Moné is going to win this match, though. I'm going to go with Mercedes. I got to bet on Mother Mercedes, man, right there. That's mama right there, so I got to bet on her. I'm going with Mercedes to get the big win here. Build-up has not been that great, but I do think she's going to break the record. There's no point for her not to break the record, especially, I mean, to be fair, Jade Cargill didn't have like a bad exit from AEW. She never said a bad thing about AEW. Honestly, if Jade Cargill went back to AEW, I wouldn't even mind it either. I think it'd be a pretty cool return, especially with the way that they're kind of treating her right now in WWE. It's very odd pushing of Jade Cargill, to say the least. They keep kind of like just doing these things where it's like they act like they're going to have her win and they just don't have her win. It's like really, really odd. So, yeah. But I'm going to go with... And I feel like AEW did her better, too, with having her have mouthpieces and all that, because she couldn't really talk on the mic. Kind of could talk on the mic, but they only give her, like, little instances where she could. I'm going to go with Mercedes Moné to get the win here. Next up, we have Okada versus Takeshita versus Dorada. Obviously, including Dorada, there's no build-up with him. But, unless you want to count the tournament. But with Takeshita and Okada, the build-up has been... This is where I'm going to be called a mark. It's been a build-up. Because here's my thing. Okay, here's my thing on why I don't want to give it like a B or C. I haven't really given anything a B or a C, to be fair. I've only... The letters I've been trying to avoid are B and F. Unless you absolutely deserve a B or an F. A build-up to me, you know what? Okay, actually, I'll be fair. I'll reason. B only because Dorada is involved in the match. If this is just Okada Takeshita, it's a build-up because you've been building up to these two guys clashing for a minute now, even before this whole little thing started right now, because if you go back to before All In, Takeshita was telling Okada that we're only helping you right now. You're not really a Don Callis family member. So there's always been like that little back and forth between these two guys. It's like, who is, the true, I hate to say like, well, no, not the true. Who is the true big-time wrestler between these two guys? Obviously, you've had Okada win G1 climaxes. You've had now Takeshita win a G1 climax. I think Okada gets the win here over Dorada. I don't think they're going to have a pin Takeshita. I could see a world where Okada cost Takeshita the match at Wrestle Kingdom? Wrestle 17? I don't know the name of it. Versus Zack Sabre Jr. I can see a world where Okada causes them that match, but I don't know. Maybe they won't go in that direction. But who knows? But I think Okada gets the win here. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a B build up because of Dorada's inclusion. Shout out to Dorada, by the way. He's really, really cool. And this match is gonna be awesome because even if Okada decides to phone it in, he can't phone it in because Takeshita and Dorada are gonna be right there. So it's still gonna be a pretty damn good match regardless. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Okada winning this match. I don't think there's no way Takeshita or Dorada are beating him for the titles right now. I'd be shocked unless they have Takeshita win and then Okada causes him to lose the IWGP World Championship match. Could be. But I'm gonna go with Okada winning. Next up, we have CNC versus FTR. CNC. Well, this is another one of those weird ones where, just like with Mercedes, CNC got the over. One of these two are losing that match. I don't think there's any way where both CNC and Mercedes get the win. I think Mercedes needs the win more to break the record. I think CNC, well, how did they get a loss here? Because Kip Sabian and Luchasaurus has had a breakup. Nick Wayne could come back and cost him. Yeah? It looks really odd, but it looks like one of my C's is bigger on the CNC. I'm going to say CNC get the win. Yeah, I'm going to say CNC get the win. Because technically speaking, they didn't get the over. They got like the music playing, but like, Well, they kind of ran away. I mean, FTR ran away. So, well, no, they got broken up. Never mind, they got broken up. Yeah. And then Stokely pulled them out of the ring because they were still like boxing with each other. So technically speaking, they didn't get the over. I'm gonna go with, and that was because I think because Dax messed his nose up. So I'm gonna go with CNC getting the win here. I think FTR are actually supposed to not go over. I mean, I think CNC was supposed to not go over. I'm gonna go with CNC. It's their first match back in a long ass time. I'm gonna go with them. I think they get the big win here. Moxley versus Darby Coffin Allen. Coffin Allen match. Moxley versus Darby Allin in a coffin match. Wait, why are they doing coffin matches? What the hell? I just realized, isn't a coffin for a vampire? Whatever. I guess everybody in AEW is a vampire. That's why they wrestle at night. This is an odd one. Can I come back to this one? I'm gonna come back to this one. Let me come back to this one. Fatal 4-way ladder match. Bandido, and Brody King versus Josh Alexander and Hechicero versus Jeto Speed versus I forgot the Y. The Young Bucks. They gonna be the Young Bucks soon. Young Bucks are losing this match. Jack Perry is getting involved in it for sure. 1,000%. He's gonna cost them that match. Well, not everybody can win in their hometown, so Josh Alexander and Hechicero are out. So it's between Jet Speed and Brodito. Now, who do you want winning more? Do you want Brodito winning, but then at the cost of having Bandito not be able to wrestle as much in Ring of Honor? Or do you want Jet Speed winning, but at the cost of having a really over tag team right now and Brodito not having the belts? Well, you know what? Maybe you actually could have, I don't know. It's hard because like with freaking CNC, because you could, what I'm thinking is you have Young Bucks win the title and then eventually you have CNC go against Young Bucks to have like a 2 generations match. And then you have Jack Perry and them Jack Perry cost the Young Bucks then. Also, I think Hook might get Jack Perry and Luchasaurus. I just thought about that. Or Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Because obviously CNC is a one-time thing, I think. I don't think it's like a multi-time thing. But Cope wanted to have one last run with Christian. Oh. So maybe they do win, and then Jack Perry cost the Young Bucks. So maybe Young Bucks win here? Maybe? First AEW. Okay, because then they'd be the first AEW 4-time tag team champions going up against a legendary tag team in the CNC that pretty much writes itself. Who is the more legendary tag team? Most-time tag team champions in New Japan as well. And Ring of Honor and I think TNA as well. Damn. And they get to wrestle all the legendary tag teams they wanted to wrestle. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I think Young Bucks win the match, and I think CNC win their match. Yeah, because then we'll have CNC versus Young Bucks later. Unless you have CNC to throw Brodito, but probably not. Well, maybe, because CNC versus Brodito, that's a good-ass match, and I think the best part about it is that CNC will be able to wrestle like a younger tag team. Bandito's young, not Brody King. He ain't old by any means, but he's not young. They'll be able to wrestle like a young tag team like them. Trying to think. Yeah, because you want CNC versus Young Bucks for sure. You want that. Okay, I'm going to go CNC and I'm going to go Young Bucks. I'm going to go Young Bucks, get their big win. Next up we have Tony Storm. Oh, the build-up for this match. I'm not going to judge this one. Only because it's literally been tournaments. It's literally just been a bunch of tournament matches to get a freaking team to face against Brodito. I'm gonna give this a C because you just had tournaments. No, I'm gonna give this an A because it's tournaments. I'm not gonna like critique it because it's tournaments. There's no actual story there. No, it's tournaments. You're just building up a tournament. That's not a problem. That's an A+. Yeah, that's an A+ for me. First A+ of the night. Tony Storm versus Tekla versus Statlander versus. Oh, my bad. Timeless Tony Storm versus the Toxic Spider Tekla versus the Stat Daddy Chris Statlander versus Jamie Hater. Tony Khan, you're doing this fucking thing. You're doing this weird thing you do again where Jamie Hater is now mentioning all the stuff about, not forgetting what Tony Storm did to her and all that. But you also have Statlander with the damn Death Riders not right itself for a great storyline to eventually get dethroned. We could also get Mercedes Statlander 3 as well and have Mercedes dethrone Statlander. We could. But do you want Mercedes dethroning Statlander? Or do you want Mercedes Jamie 2? Or Mercedes dethroning Jamie? Because I think Tekla's not getting the win. Well, Tony's probably not getting the win. No, she's one of the ones that went over. You know what? She's the one that won't get the win. There we go, because she went over. Yeah, so she won't get the win. Tony will lose. That was worded completely oddly because people went over. The one that went over with the freaking title. There we go. With Mercedes and with the obvious wins. Mercedes, Tony, CNC are like the obvious ones. They all did not go over. I'm going to say this is so freaking hard too. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go with because you want Mercedes probably to be the next one after whoever holds the title next, you want Mercedes to get it. You want Mercedes to get it. I think Chris Statlander. No, Jamie. Because Jamie. I'm going to go Jamie. Jamie gets it and then eventually drops it to Mercedes. She doesn't need a long run anyway. She could drop it at like Full Gear, World's End, something like that. Hold it for like 2-3 months at most. And then put it on Mercedes. Yeah. We've had a heel in a minute though, about 7 months. And Mariah May wasn't like the crazy. Well, she was a heel, but she wasn't like the. Nah, she's a crazy heel. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jamie Hater getting it. I don't like it. No. We can't have Jamie Hater win it here because then she wouldn't be able to get an actual revenge against Tony Storm. That's gotta be a one-on-one match, doesn't it? That's gotta be a one-on-one match for the revenge, right? Right? Yeah, it's gotta be. Can you have Tony win this and have Jamie beat Tony next? Nah, Tony's got to lose it here. This match is going to be overbooked as hell, too. Mina, Willow, Aminata, Harley, Bane, Penelope, Sky, Julia, Athena, Mercedes. Everybody might get. The whole goddamn women's roster might get involved. Okay. What gets us closer to women's blood and guts? Tekla getting the belts or Statlander getting the belts? I'm going to say... Damn. I'm going to go Statlander gets the belt. Jamie? Damn, this is a hard one, too. This is like the damn Moxley Darby match. Gosh. I have a winner written down here. I'm Statlander, but I'm not confident in Statlander winning. I'm going to say, flip another damn coin. All right. Heads, tails between Tekla and Statlander. Okay, Statlander was tails, so between Statlander and Jamie Hater, Statlander will be heads this time, Jamie Hater will be tails. All right, Jamie Hater wins it. Jamie Hater wins it, tails. There we go. Real easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, Hangman versus Fletcher. Great build-up. This has also been an A in my opinion. Like I said, I don't want to give it a B unless it really just deserves a B. I love the build-up. You had the big old three-man match the other week. You had eventually Kenny Omega get offed by Kyle Fletcher. Eventually, at the start this past week with Kyle Fletcher and Hangman, where then Kyle Fletcher had not only the contract signing, but also took out Hangman as well. Kyle Fletcher's build has been amazing. He's been an absolute star. Yeah, I love this so damn much. Kyle Fletcher and Hangman wins. We're not having. Yeah, no, we're not having Kyle Fletcher win here. I mean, I would love for two belts, Kyle, because he has been a fucking star. He has been awesome. If I'm not trying to cuss, I usually try not to cuss. That's why I bleeped out the F word right there. But I do cuss a little. Favorite word? Probably. I'm not doing this. No. Hangman. Hangman needs to win. Hangman needs to win. Eventually, MJF dethrones Hangman. This can cause all kind of friction in the Don Callis family, obviously, with Okada being the only one to get a big-time win. Yeah, I'm going to go with Hangman. This might even push Kyle Fletcher away from the Don Callis family as well, not just Takeshita. I don't think Kyle Fletcher would move on to being a face, but I think this could move him away from the Don Callis family eventually. He might be like the one after Takeshita because he is really cool with Takeshita. So I'm going to go with Hangman. I'm going to go with Hangman here. I think this is going to be an awesome match, though. These guys are going to tear the house down. I think every damn match here is going to be really, really good. Like, I don't see one bad match on this card other than Eddie, Big Bill, and maybe Mercedes Riho, because I didn't really like how they looked in the ring together in that tag match they had last week when it was Mercedes and Emi Sakura versus Riho and Alex Windsor. Also, shout out to Will Ospreay having a successful surgery. Really hope the best for him on this road to recovery. I hope that he's able to come back when he is 100% healthy. I hope that he does not feel rushed to come back by any means. Will Ospreay, if you happen to see this, we absolutely all love you, man. You are an amazing freaking wrestler, and we are all hoping for an amazing recovery. And do not rush yourself back by any means. Damn it. Oh, never mind. Drop a dang magnet again. Moxley versus Darby. Darby has to win, right? But they just got Daniel Garcia. So it's like you just got a new addition to your group. You clearly have to get the win. People can get involved in this match, by the way. So it's like, it's going to be a shit ton of people getting in this match. This might be another overbooked match as well. I'm going to say... I'm going to go with Darby. I'm going to go with Darby because of what Bryan Danielson whispered. I think it's probably to put the bag over Moxley and try to take him out. I think that could eventually lead to Claudio taking control of the Death Riders for a minute, and then Moxley coming back, something like that. Who knows? But I think this is going to be Darby Allin's win here. Yeah, I think he needs the big win, too. I'm coming off like the, they won the Lights Out Steel Cage match, the good side. If Moxley wins, how long do we carry out this storyline for? Oh my gosh. No, well, it could keep going much longer. I'm not even mad if it does. It's just like, damn, the storyline been long as hell. But it's been good at least. Unlike that damn Seth Punk storyline. I'm going to go with Darby. I'm going to go with Darby Allin getting the win here. Yep. As far as All Out and Wrestlepalooza, I mean, All Out's been like damn near A build-up in my opinion. I'll give like a B build-up for a few of the Bs on this card. But it's been really, really damn good. Also, Tony Tekla Statlander, I forgot to get that a build-up rating. Give it a C. I'll give it a C. It hasn't been like the greatest build-up by any means. Wasn't really alluding to this. You were kind of alluding to a blood and guts match, something like that. You weren't really alluding to these four women being in a match together. But I'm going to give it a cool little C. So overall, the card probably got like a B+ build-up. WWE's Wrestlepalooza got like a D+ build-up at best. And I'm being nice with that too. Like, it has been really awful in my opinion, but I think both cards are probably going to be fairly good shows. The second Wrestlepalooza probably not that much. I'm going to be real with you. The only match I'm looking forward to is Io versus Stephanie and AJ Lee. And AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Cody and Drew I'm not even looking forward to as well. Like, I'm just kind of whatever off of it. Cena and Brock, I'm probably going to be skipping that match. Or I might just rewatch it back and like fast forward just so I could like talk about it just real quick. Other than that, I'm not going to be watching that stupid ass match. But other than that, though, we got a few mini segments that I would love to get on into that I'm not going to spend too much time on. These are like more so just mini segments of the show that I want to talk about just real quickly and all. So the first one I want to talk about is the Young Bucks possibly breaking up. This has been hinting at for a few months now, ever since the All-In match against Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. Ever since then, obviously, they became the Broke Bucks or the Young Brokies. They've, been in the dang janitor's room, and they've been eating with all the normies and all that stuff. And then there was the whole thing with Don Callis popping up on them that one time. They've been working with Don Callis' family. They've been working with the Death Riders, eventually getting their money back, or eventually getting that $500,000. The younger brother, because they're not twins, the younger brother, Nick Jackson, who is 34 years old, was splurging a lot of that damn money. And I think Matthew Jackson, the older one, who's 40, I think he was getting very much so upset by it. And I think that's, along with a lot of the in-ring stuff that's been happening, I think the Young Bucks are going to break up. Usually all like elite tag teams break up, whether it is through just friendly means or just through betrayal or something like that, going to different companies. It usually always happens. And I think both of these guys could have a pretty good singles run that could eventually lead to a big time match next year at All In between the two brothers. And I think that unlike that Jimmy J match, this is going to be a really good brothers match. So also I'm definitely, I definitely was one of the few people that thought Edge and Christian were like brothers. So when they faced off against each other, I was like, hey, it's a brothers match. And they're not related. I'm like, oh, well, never mind then. I feel like the same people who did not know that Matt and Nick weren't twins. Nope, 6 years apart. Look dead on alike. A lot of times at least. Not like nowadays, because like you can definitely tell like Nick got a big ass head compared to Matthew Jackson got a smaller head. Nick also got like a lot of different similarities in his face. It's just, a lot of differences in his face. It's just they look alike for a lot of times because like they usually do like the similar styles and all that stuff. And then they'll usually do like similar beards and all that and similar hair, or something like hairstyles. So yeah. But I think the Young Bucks do break up. I think it's pretty much needed now. You've accomplished everything in AEW. Even if they do get the tag title, I think they're eventually going to break up anyways. It's just, you've accomplished every single thing in AEW tag team-wise. I think now it's kind of just time to set out on your own accord, see what you guys can do as singles competitors. I think Nick can have a pretty good run. Again, he's only 34 years old. I think he can do a lot of great things, get some singles gold, get whether it be a unified title onto them, maybe get a world title onto one of them, get a TNT title onto one of them. I think they very much deserve one of those singles titles at least. I think both of them do deserve it as well. Again, awesome tag competitors, obviously helped founded AEW, so shout out to them, man. It's always great to have alternatives. I don't even want to use the word alternatives. It's always great to have more wrestling companies. I don't want to be one of those fucking stupid losers that be like, it's great to have alternatives to WWE because we know WWE is over here. Hey, man, WWE ain't really looking so hot these days. All that yada, yada, yada. Man, yeah, y'all still be watching WWE too. So, yeah. If you're going to talk shit, don't act like you don't watch it when you clearly do, because I at least still watch it. So, yeah, no, I think they're going to end up breaking up. It's going to be a pretty cool breakup, and I would love to see a big-time match from these guys. Obviously, one of them will be joining the Don Callis family, and it will likely be Matthew that will join the Don Callis family. Probably not Nick, unless Matthew goes face, but I think Matthew might be a better heel. No, I think Nick might actually be a better heel, because he has, like, more of the understandability with him and, like, the whole, like, gambling thing and all that stuff, so he might be the one to actually go, but no, because Matthew's the one that's kind of holding Nick down, or kind of holding the Young Bucks back with his habits and all. Nick is the one holding the Young Bucks back with all his habits and all that stuff. So I think Matthew might have joined the Don Callis family, even though Nick looked a lot happier to join the Don Callis family. But another big thing, speaking of factions, though, Mercedes Moné might finally be getting a faction, which is awesome because because she is the one person who clearly needs a faction. CEO, Chief Executive Officer. Who the hell are you executing if you ain't got a goddamn folk of people to executate? So, yeah, no, we've made two different words, gasalization and executate. Look at me. We are like the Persians. I don't know, man. But, yeah, no. Mercedes Moné might finally be getting a faction, though, as Robin Renegade in the Riho match was saying, this is for you, boss. Clearly, she needs this. I think she needs this, especially if she's going to get the AEW World title to be able to expand upon her character a lot more. And so that it's not just the regular CEO character, but like now a CEO with a faction. It's going to look really good. More faction in the women's division as well, since you got like a shit ton in the men's division. I think it's going to be really good. Plus, you'll also be able to add another tag team into the women's division as well. And if it is only Robin Renegade to start off with, it could eventually be her sister, Charlotte Renegade, right? Oh, if it's not Charlotte Renegade, I'm going to feel so bad. I'm pretty sure it's Charlotte Renegade. But eventually she'll be able to come in as well, like a later addition. So you add even more wrinkles to the whole entire CEO thing. You could eventually add in even Diamante as well. Maybe Deonna Purrazzo too. I would love to see that. Add like a whole entire thing in. And like a whole entire like office in of like just freaking money makers and all that stuff. So I could see that happening. I really think it's gonna be good though for Mercedes Moné. I think it's gonna be, if it is her last thing to do in AEW, if she does decide to go back to WWE, at least she goes out with like a big bang with a big old faction and all that stuff, and eventually somebody will have to overcome this faction to be able to take not only the world title off of her, possibly the other belts, knock all the other belts off of her as well. It'll even be a big old thing of like now everybody's gonna be gunning for Mercedes Moné with this big old dang faction. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see what happens. I'm going to absolutely love this thing. It's going to be similar to like the Death Riders with Hangman if they do end up going all the way to All In next year, and that Mercedes Moné will just be able to create this big faction that's like just towering over the women's division and just absolutely raining down terror and all that stuff, and some big time face will just be able to go on over. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool to see. I think Mercedes Moné is gonna get this faction. I think Tony Khan's probably just been waiting so that it gets closer and closer to her AEW World Championship reign, so that you can't have that the expansion happen around that time and not more earlier in her TBS title reign, like around like earlier this year. So yeah, something I've been hoping for a long time, and I'm glad she's gonna be getting it now. In other news though, Andrade is also leaving. He also left WWE. A lot of weirdness around this whole entire thing. First, it was reported that he left WWE. Then it reported the whole wellness thing. There's reported that he wasn't answering calls, and that he wasn't showing up to shows and all this stuff. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I guess he didn't want to be in a tag team, which I'm going to be real with you. The only reason they paired him up with Rey Fenix because they're both Hispanic. There was no other reason to pair him up with Rey Fenix. You dropped his Humberto storyline, though. You did nothing with him and Money in the Bank, even though he was in the match and getting attacked by the Seth Riders and all that stuff. You never had him go after the Seth Riders. You only had Penta and LA Knight and Jey Uso. You didn't have Chad Gable, but Chad Gable's a heel, so that makes sense. You messed up his Game 7 series, like... He's been kind of screwed over in WWE. I think he's going to go back to CMLL now. He's been making a lot of mentions of MJF over these past few weeks. So I think he's going to be someone that gets involved to help Mystico get the big win over MJF to be able to, come back to CMLL with like a big time, just a lot of a lot of big time love and all that stuff for helping Mystico out. It's going to be amazing. But I mean, I'm not surprised he left WWE, though, man. They've been screwing the man over and the whole wellness bullshit and all that. Dude, I see a lot of these guys walking around looking like they on steroids. I don't want to hear no stupid-ass thing about wellness and all that, man. No. Not answering calls. Well, WWE should treat them better. I think WWE has to start realizing now that just because you're WWE and you're the big-time powerhouse and all that doesn't mean that everybody's going to take the bullshit. They're not going to all take the bullshit, especially when, like, the company's getting weirder and weirder, too. So they're not going to take all the bullshit. There was also the random report that never really got confirmed, but like that Andrade and Angel Garza and Humberto were all pleading to have Alberto Del Rio back in WWE and all that stuff. There's also a Charlotte Flair and putting it out there that he was cheating and all that stuff. Like that probably could have been handled behind closed doors, which is what Charlotte Flair wanted it to be, but that got out there somehow. Who the hell leaked that? Who the hell knows? So it's like a lot of just weird things have been happening in WWE that I'm not going to put those two last things on WWE, but it's just interesting as all. But yeah, no, WWE's got to realize they're not the powerhouse. They're the powerhouse, but they're not the only house. They're the powerhouse, but they're not the only house. AEW is on the rise. I think AEW is here to stay. I think AEW is getting a very, very large fandom behind it. It's only going to get bigger and bigger, especially with WWE now doing these dumbass Saudi shows and all that stuff. We ain't even going to talk about that BS. I don't really care to talk about it. Go check my TikTok if you want to hear about it. Link it down below. Actually, always link down below. Link in the description. Don't really care about it, though, to be honest. But yeah, they're going to be going to the highest bidders, basically. So it's going to be Saudi, Vegas. Vegas crowd sucks. Sorry, Vegas just sucks in general. It's like one of the worst cities you can actually go to. And Saudi ain't nobody going no goddamn Saudi, bro. First of all, even if it wasn't like the country, even if the country wasn't the way it was, you know how much the tickets are going to be to go to Saudi Arabia? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and just check right now. Let me go ahead and do a real quick check from, flights from, this is not where I live, by the way. It's just one of the closer airports to me. I'm not even going to say that name, actually. You couldn't just give me the first one on. To Saudi Arabia. This ticket is going to cost, mind you, this is not around a busy time either. So this is around like the cheaper times. Imagine, actually, no, I'm going to do a busy time. I am going to say, let's say, I guess for me, Christmas time. I don't know what holiday they celebrate. Let's go from here to there. We did from the beginning of the Christmas week to the end of the Christmas week. Let's go ahead and just view. Give me the goddamn ticket prices. Can I just not get the goddamn ticket prices? All right, fine. Let's go to freaking Expedia then. Sure, why not? Let's see what Expedia charging. Can I get the tickets? Can I get the tickets? Anytime this year. Come on. Also, why is it called the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? God damn! Oh my God! Mind you, this is during Christmas time. Imagine what it's going to be like during WrestleMania season when they know folks only going to WrestleMania season. $2,000. This is Expedia. Mind you, one of these is freaking, this is multiple airlines, Delta. So the cheapest one is multiple airlines at $1,700. Delta is $2,100. Delta 1900. Delta 1900, depending on the time you would go in. This is about a 26-hour flight. The cheapest one is a 42-hour flight for me, just for me. So it's probably around like $1,000 to $2,000. But this actually, I think California is kind of close to Arabia. I don't really know, to be honest. Let me check these other sites. Well, I closed the other sites. I accidentally closed it like a dumbass. Let me see. Cheap flights. There we go. Let's go ahead and check these other ones. Let's take JustFly. Let's see what JustFly gives us. Expedia was $2,000. No, I don't want to do that. Sure, fine. Freaking with a hotel package. Okay, this is what a hotel package with them. I'm getting 20% off. I guarantee you this is gonna be sick. I wasn't gonna talk about WrestleMania, but whatever. We're talking about WrestleMania right now. Damn, I guess. How long did it take to load up? God damn. Oh, I mean, well, this is a hotel included. 2,500, 2,500, 2,500. 2,500, 2,500, 2,600, 2,700, 3,000, 3,200, 3,000, 2,600, 2,600, 2,500, 3,800, 2,200, the cheapest one, 2,200, 2,200, 2,200, 2,300, 2,100, 2,100, 2,100. God damn. Oh my God. I don't even know if this hotel's good or not. Yeah, no, this is ASAP tickets. ASAP, get like me. Never met a motherfucker like me. I forgot the rest of the song. Shout out to ASAP Rocky, though. It's a fire song. 1,100 on ASAP tickets, so that's a lot cheaper, actually. Yeah, nah, bro. No, plus the tickets for WrestleMania for Saudi Arabia. Let me see Royal Rumble tickets. Oh, WWE is probably not selling those. I don't know the price. That's gonna be at least like $3,000. Ain't nobody paying no $3,000 for WrestleMania. Not to go to Saudi Arabia now, child. No, especially not a woman. If you're a woman going to Saudi Arabia, you're gonna be screwed if you dress like an American. You're gonna dress like them. If you don't want to dress like them, well, it's gonna be hot as hell too. So yeah, no. But yeah, no. With all these weird moves that they making and all that stuff, WWE, you guys are acting like you're the powerhouse, baby. You guys are acting like you're the powerhouse. You better bring yourself back to life, baby. And y'all raising the prices too over the next couple years. Hell nah. So yeah, nah. Nah, I'm not surprised that Andrade left. I think he's going to do a lot better than CMLL, to be honest. Although I will say, Andrade is not completely not at fault here because WWE and AEW did not use you properly. It might be a little bit of you as well, Andrade. I'm just going to be honest with you. I personally believe that Andrade is a mid-card star, though I will say that. Someone that is like a high mid-card star should be like in the world title scene as well. Probably not getting the belt, but definitely competing for the belt. Maybe like a one-time world champion. So yeah, I think he's very, very talented. He has like the look of a champion too, so yeah. Then we have Ava is in hot water though after the Charlie Kirk comments. Basically she just said that same thing I said about Hulk Hogan. If you want nice words said about you, well then, baby boy, you better say some nice words when you alive. Mind you, she didn't even say Charlie Kirk's name. She just said that. But for all you Charlie Kirkers out there, the man has made a lot of inappropriate comments. I'm gonna go ahead and just probably either flash them across the screen or I'll just link out to my TikTok where I read off all of them down below, where I read them all off. The man has made a lot of inappropriate comments about black people, about Islamic people, about just Middle Eastern people in general, about trans people, saying that we should, there wouldn't be this trans epidemic if we didn't just treat them like how we did in the 50s and 60s, which is when they would gang rape and murder trans people. Because, yeah. Also said that if he's seen a black pilot that he would question, does this guy have his certificates? I mean, does this guy really know how to fly a plane? Mind just around the whole DEI conversation. DEI is not just black people. DEI has a whole lot to do with has to do a whole lot more than with just black people. But of course he can only make it about black people because he thinks DEI is only about black people. So yeah, no, I don't give a fuck about him, to be honest. You ask my opinion, I don't care, to be honest. I don't care about the man at all in the slides. He was a horrible person that incited a whole bunch of things, and because of words that he would speak, especially that whole replacement theory and all that stuff, those words that he spread like the masses, his words ended up leading to a man killing about 20-something innocent Latin folk, and he cited the replacement theory and all that stuff. And eventually tried saying that he was bullied and all that. But from the video, though, when he did say that, it looked like a lot of people, my bad. It's interpreted and I didn't get to see the video, sadly, because I only seen like the words that are made about it. They did not release the video to the public, apparently. But they said that it looks like as if he is kind of coerced into saying that it wasn't the replacement theory and that he was bullied. That he kept like looking around the entire time when he was saying it and all that. He was scared. So yeah, but yeah, no, Charlie Kirk, you're basically Osama bin Laden, and I don't really care. You're a terrorist too. You caused a whole bunch of BS to happen. You spread a whole bunch of hate and negativity. You didn't even spread like. Here's my thing. We can all have different beliefs in this world. If you don't want to agree with trans people, fine. If you don't want to agree with non-binary people, fine. You don't want to, like black people, fine. You don't want to like Hispanics, fine. You don't want to like Asians, fine. You want to think black people are monkeys, fine. You want to think Hispanic people are, rapists, fine. You want to think freaking Asian people, are whatever. You want to think they eat dogs, fine. You want to think that trans people are sleeping with kids. You want to think gay people are sleeping with kids. You want to think whatever the hell you want to think. Go ahead and think whatever the fuck you want to think. At the end of the day, and actions have consequences. That's all I got to say about that. But you're allowed. You're literally allowed freedom of speech, freedom of thought, all that stuff. You can think whatever you want to think. Hell, we can't even arrest people for thinking pedophilic thoughts. So you're allowed to think whatever the fuck you want to think. Just know that you need to be able to interpret your words in a way that is not spreading hate. You're allowed to have your beliefs, but spread your words that are in a way that it is not about spreading hate, or else stuff like this is gonna happen. Also, he got killed by some dude that apparently was dating a femboy. That's funny as hell. But apparently that dude was like some 4chan dude and all that stuff. So he was like completely white nationalist. So that's white on white crime, baby. I ain't got nothing to do with me and my black ass. Nope. But last thing we want to talk about real quickly, just before we go ahead and end this episode, which is already a long ass episode as this thing might be like a 3-hour episode. Should Jacy Jayne and Trick Williams go to the main roster or should they go to TNA? Jacy Jayne. The reason why I say this is because Jacy Jayne right now looks really good with Fatal Influence, but she also has a big issue that Mandy Rose was having as well, where Mandy Rose looked really awesome with the NXT title, but Jacy Jayne and Gigi Dolan were not ready yet at the time. So had you sent Mandy Rose to the main roster, it just wouldn't have worked. But in 2020, she was definitely ready to go back up to the main roster and be an absolute star on the main roster. But she also looked really good aside Toxic Attraction. Jacy Jayne right now looks really dang good alongside Fatal Influence. But Jasmine Nix and Fallon Henley, specifically Jasmine Nix, are not ready for the main roster. So how do you do this? Do you just bring up Jacy Jayne, or do you bring up Jacy Jayne along with Fatal Influence, but have Fatal Influence suffer? That's where things are going to be very, very difficult in deciding. Because Jacy Jayne without Fatal Influence, I think, is going to get lost. With Fatal Influence, she could be like a mid-card. She could be like a really good mid-carder. But without them, I think she just gets lost. I think TNA might be the best move for them. I think TNA might be the best move for all three of them to go to, because I feel like they've accomplished a lot of things in NXT already. North American Champion for Fallon Henley, NXT Champion for Jacy Jayne, TNA title for Jacy Jayne. I feel like they've accomplished a lot. Going over to TNA, though, it's going to be able to help TNA out a lot. Be able to get them kind of like rise their stardom up a little bit. That's if WWE really wants to do that. But it would also, I guess, keep Jacy Jayne just from leaving WWE and possibly going somewhere else, because I think she's really, really damn good. And if she just leaves and then signs with TNA, now it's like, well, they could just rebuild her like however they want to in their image and make her into like a superstar if they really, really want to. She's only 30 years old. So it's like, it's going to be interesting to say the least. But the big problem right now for Fatal Influence is that they don't need heels on the main roster. They don't. So it's like, when do you call them up? It's going to be really interesting if they do decide to call them up. I think best bet, TNA. I think Jacy and Fatal Influence in its entirety should all go to TNA. I think they'll thrive over there. I think Jacy Jayne could be like a multi-time TNA Knockouts champion, which should just be called a women's champion by now. Fallon and Jasmine could be tag team champions as well. I think that they would all succeed in TNA more than they would WWE, in my opinion. I think WWE is just not going to use them. It's just not going to use them. It's just WWE's not on that right now. They're not. Trick Williams, on the other hand, it's going to be weird because it's like Trick Williams can either be... His mic work has gotten better. I know I have my infamous rant about Trick Williams. His mic work has gotten way better. I will say that. He sounds way more natural on the mic now. Problem for Trick Williams is this. He still can't wrestle that well. His wrestling is still not that great. And so it's like, is TNA going to rock with non-great wrestling? But then again, those fans are just desperate for a superstar. They're just desperate for a superstar that'll actually stay there. Seeing as all the other ones have left. Josh Alexander, Ace Austin, Speedball Mike Bailey, Will Ospreay never signed, Kazuchika Okada never signed. Joe Hendry's leaving. Jordan Grace is leaving. Other shorty, Masha Samovich, is probably going to be leaving as well. So it's like, you're just desperate for a star over there, man, besides Leon Slater. So I think Trick Williams might. Trick Williams would do way better in TNA. Multiple-time TNA world champion. I can already see. I think he gets like 3-4 world championships. But I think he should go to the main roster. Because it's like, the thing with TNA is going to be an issue unless TNA just really becomes like WWE is that they still kind of focus on wrestling in a sense. Kind of. So it's like, I think he might get lost. I don't know. He's a weird one. Because I feel like he has the star power that Jacy Jayne doesn't have. But Jacy has the wrestling ability that Trick doesn't have. I think they're both pretty good on the mic. I think Jacy's a bit better on the mic. And I think they're both pretty good character workers now. They both can't play a face to save their goddamn lives, though. I will say that. And their crowd work is fine, but not anything special by any means. So, yeah. But Trick Williams is really over, though, with the crowd as well. Man, I'm gonna say I think Trick Williams should go to the WWE, go to SmackDown, go to the main roster, team up with Carmelo Hayes again. Even though the Trick Mello gang wasn't really a tag team, it was more just like Solo and Roman, like Mercedes and Camille. So yeah, but I guess go work under Miz, let Miz be a manager for Trick Mello gang. Sure. Yeah, I think Trick Williams should probably go to the main roster. I think Jacy Jayne would be more successful on TNA just because of like the lack of star power, but I think Trick Williams would be more successful on WWE because of his star power. But y'all gotta let me know down below how y'all feel about that. How y'all feel about everything else in the episode as well? Because that's gonna be from me, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the hell out of this episode. As always, if you did, the liking, the subscribing, the sharing, the notification bells, the rating, the commenting, all that freaking great stuff that all the YouTubers say definitely does help out the whole damn podcast. If you're one of the Patreon subs, definitely appreciate your sexy self so much. Mwah. Another little kiss for your beautiful foreheads. But yeah, I definitely appreciate y'all. And peace out, everybody. I'm out. Have a good day, everybody. Bye. I hope you enjoyed this long ass freaking episode. This is what, 2 hours? This says there's no way. This is like because this is like 3. It's like 4 hours, damn near. God damn. No, it's like 2 hours. It's like 2 hours. But y'all have a great one, y'all. Peace out.